ladies and gentlemen, I am Jose Sanders, the content creator of Jose Sanders Journeys. I am a nomadic hitchhiker that travels across America by foot and hitches rides. So today in this podcast, we are going to talk about the ungodly amount of hatred that has been casted upon me and all the dumb ass rhetorics that has been in the community. This community that I have been tangled with has no directions. No directions. One goddamn bit. For those that are just tuning in, we're talking about the 33rd or any community that are the community. I don't even know the direct name to call that. I call it that community because I don't know. I don't know how to direct this podcast. I am certainly certain that you guys are fed up with the bullshit he said she said shit that has been transpired upon numerous type of people. Now, for those that I sent out the links to, please make sure that your camera is off because this is a podcast where it's only voice upon. Um, I do say that it boils me to the fullest that like emotions has flared up to the fucking fullest. I don't care. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Instead of being a fucking skimpy ass motherfucker, I will drop the link for anybody and everybody to actually come onto the panel and talk about the community. That community. I want to move forward. I don't want to be stuck in the same circle that does not go nowhere in any freaking directions. Like he said, she said, it's fucking elementary. It does not need to be said in the same fucking year. This year, I want positivity. I want every freaking body to love each other. You know, I talked to a higher end YouTuber, a higher end YouTuber that has 1.9 million subscribers. You know what he said? Jose Sanders Journeys is the best damn channel out there. But he has to work himself out of the community that he's in order to grow. And that's what I'm going to do. I am going to do it. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm sorry that I haven't been a part of this live stream. I'm sorry that it's been dormant for X amount of months. Because I've been focused on me. Yes, you can probably hate me, Mr. Rodriguez, for focusing on me because in reality, I know better. I should have been on this channel and put my other channels um on the back page, the back burner of things. That's what I've done in my life. In my life, I've put a lot of things on the back burner because I said, you know what? I'm going to make people happy over myself. And that's what I did. And the only person that can actually kick himself in the ass for is me. Me, me, me. I take my responsibility to the fullest. To the fullest. I am glad that I am broadcasting in the backyard because I don't want to wake up the inhabitants of the residents in Mr. Good Job Buddy's house because I do speak loud at times. So I decided, hey, it's best to be outside. Do what's right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these other houses have a hell of a insulations to not hear me, my loud ass, but I'm gonna try to be civil about this because we are going to podcast the community because the community, like I said earlier in this broadcast, has zero directions. Everybody wants to say, I'm better than that guy. I'm going to start a live stream. Yes. And every fucking live stream that I go to, same shit. Same fucking shit. But yet they dog me because I'm boring. So be it. If I'm boring, then that's how it's going to be. So what? Nobody wants to hear what Tally's done. Nobody wants to hear what Stella's done. Nobody wants to hear what Nikki has done. The community review of Nikki is pretty awesome, but at the same token, it's not making a point. I don't see a point out of that community review. There is no positivity. There's no like moving forward. Move forward. Out of the community review, Nikki should say, this is how I think this should go. It should go in this direction, into positivity. You talk of it doesn't do anything. You, as a community leader of your own channel that has potentially what 150 to 500 views, subscribers, come on, dude, direct them into a direction. That's why you created a channel and you got a following because they look up to you. Yes, I'm a complete failure when it comes to me because I want to give hope into this little non-directional community. I want to give hope. I want to see that every person that has a channel, I want to see a direction. I want to see that direction. I'm checking the back panel stages. Nothing's there, but we all good. Um, I want to see a direction. I want to see a path. You could plow a snow all day long. You could plow snow all day long. But at the end of the day, the snowstorm ain't over. So why are you wasting energy when the snowstorm is not over? Why? Why are you wasting energy when the snowstorm is not over? With this community that I'm speaking of, the snowstorm is not over because they're not going to figure out who's the fucking leader because everybody wants to be the fucking leader. No, I did not make this podcast to say that I'm the leader because there's no way in hell I can be a leader of somebody else's communities. The person that is doing a live stream is the leader of their own little community. See, how I see it is a community takeover. A community takeover is someone that is trying to steal a live streamer's community. See, I don't know if you guys know what collaboration is, because collaboration is not stealing somebody else's viewers. I've never stole any viewers off of this channel. That's not considered collaboration. You don't steal viewers when you're collaborating with somebody else. I've never stole views from fucking Eddie. I can testify that till this day. Because that's not collaboration. It's stealing viewers. To go to somebody else's channel and tell somebody, hey, this person's live, that's stealing. That's petty ass shit. Petty. And for Lipstick Chick Hick, hit her original channel, for her to talk shit about me is petty because everything that comes out of her mouth is bullshit. Yes, out of every content creator that is great, emotions does slip. What I was told is for you to be a great, awesome content creator, you got to know how to not to show your emotions. Hell, we have in the community someone that used to be on fucking national air in Seattle. He's in chats. He's probably listening. I gave him a link. He goes by Good Job Buddy. We'll figure out how to do this. Yeah, I saw that. Add to stream. There we go. There we go. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
How you doing? So, you have knowledge. You have knowledge in the radio world. Can you spill out some of your knowledge if you want? You don't have to, but like I'm sure they taught you how to ignore vile people in the community.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, that's it was a different time. We were doing different stuff, and they usually you would be getting emails or whatever. You just ignore that stuff. But I learned how to address people like one on one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, "Hey, everybody," or addressing a whole group of people, I just essentially learned that you're talking to people one on one, and if you can figure that part out, then the rest of it will come naturally to you. So there
Right.
really wasn't any like they didn't tell us how to handle assholes really.
Right. But what is the biggest pet peeve out of this community have you noticed out of the years that you've been associated with?
People will write off pretty horrible shit that other people do, and as if it's just nothing. Probably the scope of the problem is to say, hey, so whataboutism. We have a community full of whataboutism, and if somebody they like does something terrible, they'll defend it, and if somebody they don't like does the same thing, they'll go after it. It's hypocritical, and it's whataboutism. I think that's probably the only thing I would change.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, I guess doxing, but who really cares? Nobody's going to visit anybody.
Right. I like what you just said. Indulge on how other YouTubers or other online streamers can handle the situation of hatred without getting too emotional about it.
I know how they can do that. The best way to handle if you don't like being hated is not being on YouTube, and then understand the cardinal rule is if you're not being hated, you're not doing something right. So if everybody says every time you come around, if everybody's like, "Oh, you're the best, you're so good, you're the best," and a pillar of the community, well, then you're not doing YouTube right. You know what I mean? You're doing YouTube for different reasons than YouTubers do YouTube.
Right. Um, I understand that to the fullest, but why does everybody say that if you can't handle the hate, why are you doing what you do online? Well, that's my question.
Yeah, well, because that's online. There's a lot of more room for hate.
Yes.
If you were doing this show on a network would be in between you and then the people who might not like you. You have people there being able to deflect a lot of the bad publicity or the bad press that you were getting from your people who hate you. Um, what we do is very naked and it's very open to not only criticism but easily open to being infiltrated. And so, yeah, they're gonna, especially people who are just trying to come on here to make themselves laugh. They're gonna
Right.
try to make a fool out of you or whatever. If you don't like being if you can't, well, I won't say don't like. If you can't handle people being critical of you, don't don't put shit on YouTube.
Right. Understandable.
Or don't pay attention to their criticism. You know what I mean? Because there's over 1 billion users on YouTube, and if 195 million people think you're great, and 5 people think you're terrible, you'll pay attention to the 5 people who think you're terrible, because people tend to want to take criticism and try to fix something. They
Right.
tend to think, okay, what am I doing wrong here? Instead of just keep doing your thing, and you'll be fine.
Major question. I'm not trying to troll you. I'm not trying to do anything. We're trying to be professional here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't troll me. You're literally
But
right up.
do you honestly think that the community that we're tangled into has a direction?
No, 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 not at all. Not even a
Like,
little.
explain. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, the community doesn't have a direction. It's a directionless community, and this, for the most part, is just a place to, I guess, vent at people who are real people, but not have to deal with venting at people who are real people who are really in your face.
Right.
So I think the people that come here to uh, feel like they're relieving themselves of some sort of frustration, and they take it out on people in this community, and it makes them feel better. And they don't care that whatever they've done to that person that made them feel any kind of way. They don't care about that. They only care about making themselves feel good that night, and then we'll worry about the next night later. This community is full of those type of people. I get called I'm woke or something because I just care about sort of normal shit, which America would call normal. A lot of what they get away with in this broadcast sphere, they would never get away with on nationally broadcasted television ever. And so, yeah, I do hold people responsible because I'm like, hey, if we're ever going to be something and we're going to be pros at this, y'all got to get used to fucking playing like pros.
Right.
Instead of going for the lowest hanging fruit, you got to fucking raise up your level. Your game needs to come up. These jokes about somebody balls or their dick, or their jokes about putting people naked pictures up there, or whatever, those won't work in a money making situation. You're just a money loser. And if you think that's funny, you're always going to be a money loser, and you won't work in the real world making this thing here make you money. That's it. And if
Right.
you ain't making this thing here make you money, what the fuck you doing on this thing here?
Okay, as a ex radio station host, what is what okay, let's talk about money making because you obviously know about money making. And what is what your producer and your boss would always tell you?
Well, my boss would have been my program director, who told me I sucked every day, and my producer would have been like my biggest fan. So he's telling me how good I am every day. So those two people are like the exact opposite. My producer is trying to make the show come off perfect. So he wants me to feel great. He wants me to be totally informed on the guests that I'm interviewing. He's like my, he's got my back. My boss is trying to catch me being full of myself. So those are two different people. And my boss is watching out more for the image of the radio station, and my producer is looking out for what kind of show we're producing. So
Right.
two
Now,
different people.
what was the hardest thing about your ex job?
The hardest thing was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I can understand that because my parents woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take care of two children that could care less. on the situation. I can understand where your hard work for your kids, your family, and I appreciate that. When you're a kid, everything is
Well, I
practically
mean,
given to you.
no, I'm talking about the hardest thing about the job was getting up at
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning. The hardest thing about that job, my particular job, was being away from my kids. But as far as the job itself, it was just being up on time. The job was pretty easy. It was you know, easy work. But uh, being away from my kids sucked. But getting up on time was the hardest part of the actual job. Just so we're clear.
Right. I understand that part. Now, let's not focus on because I am thrilled to have you a part of this podcast. We're not going to try to focus on your behalf and your experiences of a job criteria that you have experience in because I do know because of what you have had experience in, you can enlighten the community on
Hey, do
how
you want
to
onions with the potato soup? Green onions? Okay, okay. All right.
like I was saying, um I muted you for a second, but like I was saying, you have insights on how to have that community to have a direction because that's the thing. I want to focus this on a particular direction. Now, you might have insights on how Nikki, Tally, Sarah Diesel, how to um better better their channels. Like be professional about it. Don't like try to, butter because that's the thing. Most people on the internet, like YouTube, they don't want to be buttered. They want the raw deal. I'm gonna give you airtime to explain your insights on that. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Um,
Man, I mean, I'm just as new at YouTube as most of these people, and the only thing I can say is that when I was on the radio, they said talk to one person, and you'll get a hold of it.
right.
That worked for me, so that's all I really learned from radio is that just basically focus on one person, and your message will be clearer. As far as marketing and that kind of thing, that's a different story. It's a long story, and that's not something that we'll really get into right now. But everybody
Well,
has a niche, and I think everybody is figuring it out on their own, and they're doing good. Like we got a decent little community. It'd be great if they were on live more often, but I get it.
would you say that the emotions of the streamers that do this type of stuff gets the best of them at times?
Hey, we're all gone. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me know if you need anything. Need something to drink? Drink?
Well, the biggest thing that really pet peeves me is that people go off of emotions. Yes, emotions is key to life, but to success on the internet, I wouldn't say emotions is key to success as that. Whatever beef that you have towards a individual on the internet doesn't really matter. If you come online, you got to do you. It's okay to read the chat once in a while. And if you see something that you don't like and they get blocked and they flare up a channel and they call you out, don't retaliate. That is my biggest problem, is that I retaliate against it. I am slowly but surely learning to not retaliate. Like, for instance, Sam. there's a few things that I've gained out of him out of the years that I've been on in that community. And what I've heard out of the last, say, 3 days of Sam in private chats, in private streams, I guess you can call it that because it goes off air. I didn't. I'm sorry. That's why I don't want to be a part of the RV crew that they're trying to build. I'm sorry. I'm not going to indulge in that type of activities. Good job, buddy. You are muted for a minute because I think that you was talking to loved ones, and I didn't want that to be broadcasted. As a honest type of person, I could have been dirty and be like, hell yeah, let's listen into that. That's not a part about what I'm trying to do on this podcast. I'm gonna unmute you to see if you are able to hear me.
Yeah, man. Like you said earlier, I'm pretty much a pro, so I know if I'm live that people can hear me. I didn't mind if people heard me; it doesn't bother me. But I
Well,
appreciate
I want to be
not.
respectable because I am on somebody else's panel as I call as a host.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, not a big deal. And I forget what else you were saying there. Something about Sam, probably. I think.
Yeah, I was saying like Sam does emotion type of stuff.
Oh yeah, a little bit. He's emotional. He always reacts emotionally. Nothing. Nothing calculated by that guy.
Nothing.
And think about it. He does
You know,
react.
like in all honesty, I think the community would do better if they leave emotions out of it.
Yeah. And Sam's full of emotion. Like Sam will never be a danger to anybody in real life, and that makes him upset. He wants people to really be scared of him, but nobody is. They pretty much laugh at him and tell him to go drain his legs or whatever, and it upsets him. Poor guy. He talks nonsense and thinks that it scares people or that it gets under people's nerves. Nobody is bothered by him. We're just bothered by the things he's done to like animals and stuff like that, helpless creatures.
Now,
he can always beat up a dog and he can always whip the shit out of a cat, rape it. But the people are mostly worried is when is Sam going to start doing this to children? When's that happening? Is it coming this week or next week or this year? What is it?
see, we don't know about Sam with children. We only know what he does to adults and elderlies.
He doesn't care about children because after he left here, he never asked how Dempsey was doing once.
I'm sorry, but in all honesty, I'm not trying to back Sam up, but the years that I've known Sam, he is that typical type of guy that the community can try to relate that he does might harm a child, but I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole on that aspects.
He
But
said he ate a child once.
well, look at his living conditions.
Really?
See,
Anybody
I
living in
don't
those conditions deserve to be able to eat a child.
well,
Just one.
I don't know him in that realm of detail, but I only thing I do know Sam of how he treats us adults and elderlies. I did hear and I did see that that you took what 40, 60 photo screenshots of Sam, and I did understand that it was offensive of Sam to show his gonads and his extras to a lovely woman out of the community called Sarah Jane. That was kind of offensive, and that shouldn't have never took place. And unfortunately, I am a homeless person. And as a homeless person, as a dirty kid, and a traveler, if one of my peers off the road would have saw Sam do that, he would have been a marked man.
Mm-hmm. Sam's a dirty man. Sam said a lot of
Sam,
things that time, and he says it to try to freak you out, even though, like, all of us know he doesn't mean it, right? But he said shit like, he's gonna come and eat Dempsey or rape Dempsey or whatever. Nobody believes him, but he'll say it and delete the comment just so you see it. He just wants you to be able to see it.
how okay, how much is this rumor?
No, Sam's been doing this for years, man.
I've only seen Sam attack
I don't talk
adults.
about the shit online, man.
Okay,
I don't
well,
give a damn. I told you when you got here, I get a lot of this stuff every day. A lot of it. I just
I
don't talk about
do
it.
I do know that Sam will try to cover his tracks up like a cat at a when the cat is in its litter box.
Mhm.
I do know that much of Sam. Sam will cover as much of the poop that he leaves behind.
Mhm. I'm not
But
really worried about
eventually
Sam.
you start smelling the poop, and when you try to find out where the poop is coming from, what a normal person does is try to investigate. And
Mhm.
my investigations upon Sam is a poopy type of person.
Yeah, scumbag, but I mean, you have to actually believe it in order for it to bother you.
Right.
I don't believe anything he says. He knows that. So,
In this broadcast, I like to do a short little intermedium, like a little tiny break. I'm gonna take a little I guess a 10-second break real quick.
right.
I'm not sorry for being an asshole, it's just who I am. And if you piss me off, you can bet your socks that I'll be an asshole again. I don't put up with people's bullshit or whack-ass attitudes. And if you bring drama, save it for your mama, cause I've got better fucking things to do. Oh, and if you don't like me, you can bite me, I give 0 fucks. Cause 89.635% of people really fucking suck.
Man, I
Can you hear me?
Damn.
What do you think about that?
I think I got a lot of cream potato soup left.
But I tell you what, though, like this, that community, yes, there are a hell of a lot of great people out of it. I am grateful that I have met a hell of a lot of greatness out of it. Like every shitty community that I've been a part of, I'm great that there's great people out of it.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
pretty fucking shitty community, though. I mean, really, anybody would give John Witowski that many chances is pretty shitty.
look,
Basically, all you're saying is, hey, man, it doesn't matter if you were drunk and killed somebody in a car accident. You were drunk. It's okay. It's all right, John. You can say whatever you want. You were drunk. You're forgiven. But God forbid I make a video. Finally, by the way, after all the videos have been made about me or my family, I make one video with some person's face in it, and I am a horrible monster. Go figure, huh, Jose? One video. That's all it took. I haven't made any videos. Everything's been live. I made one video, and I'm a horrible monster. Yep.
you
That
know,
is the summit of frustration in this community. That's why none of their bickering matters, and they just will protest themselves into nothinghood and be nobodies, and that's fine. They have that right on YouTube. It's a free world on YouTube. You can be what you want to be. You can be nothing you want to be, or be all of it.
Hey, good job, buddy. Can I ask you a serious question?
Go ahead, man.
Every time you and I got onto YouTube, what was the results of it?
People watch. I don't know.
People watched, they got jealous, they got envy, and what they try to do to you and me.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
try
Well, of course, they want to run a
they
dagger, and that's exactly
they
what they're
try
gonna
to
do
tear us
because
apart.
that's how now you're here. You have an arm in the house. It'd be like, you have if they can control you, they can effectuate things going on in my real life. You know what I mean? Same for me. If they can control me, they can effectuate things going on in your real life. So that's what we're up against. It's why I decided to take the whole first week or so off of YouTube without going on there, without them knowing. Let's, just chill.
You
Because
know,
the YouTube is they call it influencers for a reason. It's influencing people all of the time. And it's sad.
hey,
But
What's up, guys?
whatever.
hey,
What
yeah,
up,
there you
Vino?
go.
What's up? Trying to fix my
Hey,
volume
brother.
here.
How you doing, man?
Hold on a second.
Hey, I want to welcome White Wizard to the podcast. Thank you for
His
coming
name is
in.
Vinny. His name is Vinny, Jose. He's one of my
Yes,
buddies.
sir.
You should,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
I try not to announce people's actual names and
Hold on,
stuff
dude. I'm
on
trying to
this
figure out
channel.
what's
He's
going
my
on here.
buddy, Jose. You should get to know him, dude. You really like
Yeah,
Vinny.
I already kind of know White Wizard and stuff. He's actually a good person. Him and I
Yo,
never
yo,
really.
Got
yo.
the biggest dick in this community. Am I not right, Vinny? Don't you have the biggest dick in this community?
I'll be right back.
Well, I hope he wasn't.
I am so sorry about that, guys. Sometimes you gotta let the little rhetorics go through, but guys, I am trying to hold a professionalism on a channel that is not mine. One day this shit could be on live air. Yes, I do curse, but they had the capabilities to bleep out the curses. But I am sorry that Good Job Buddy profoundly asked a viewer if he
What are you
had the
talking about,
biggest.
Jose? That's Vinny, man. That's my buddy. Vinny's my cousin.
Here he is. He's coming right back up. Welcome.
Yeah, he's not offended, Jose. Chill, dude. That's Vinny. You know,
Anyway,
me
what's
and
up?
Vinny know each other for 4 years, right?
Yeah, I have known
Right.
the guy.
Then chill, hose. It's good, buddy.
Jesus
Yeah, I'm just
Christ.
having problems with my Wi-Fi.
What up, Vinny?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Hey,
Hey, dude, have you ever taken an Uber ride with Eddie? Fuck was his last name? Now I forget his last name. Anyway, he's a YouTuber who's in Philly who is an Uber driver, and he's pretty popular. Like a lot of Uber rides to games and shit.
I don't know. Maybe.
His last name. You take a lot of Ubers?
Not a lot. Not a lot, but I did for a while there.
Damn, I can't remember his last name, dude. Shit. Anyway, I'll send you the link and then check him out, see what you think. Anyway, all of his Ubers are, in Philly or the Philly area. He'll be, he'll go to fucking Delco or he'll go up to Warminster or whatever, but he's not running too far out of Philly.
So what was the thing about me taking offense to something? That's what I heard.
Okay. I
Goofing on
understand.
Sean
Okay.
Talley asking for your dick pics.
Hey, leave the fucking rhetoric out of this broadcast.
He's fully
Please.
aware of this, Jose. He's heard of it before. It's a
And
joke.
he knows this is somebody else's channel that I am I'm a host for.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't want to be on somebody else's channel, dude. I'm keen to be on your channel. My bad.
I'm
Oh, damn.
sorry. I am very sorry that that type of stuff come up, but since you're up, how do you think and what do you think the direction of that community is going?
What do you mean, what community?
The community that we're tangled up in.
I think it's all fucked up.
It is. You know, like there is no direction. That's how I feel and that's how I see it.
I haven't really been around that much either, so.
You get this person saying this, you get saying something this, and you get one person trying to lead, but it all goes back into the same circle of life. It doesn't go nowhere. It doesn't.
Who's that? Who's that? What you know person?
That's Samuel White.
I thought me and Sam had a little agreement, and he's talking shit. Already? Damn.
Well, apparently you only have agreement in Rubber Tramper.
So he has multi-personalities,
That's how
huh?
the community works. If they use a different name, you don't have a fucking agreement. So when you have an agreement, say all your affiliated channels, associated and affiliated channels.
Ah, gotcha.
That's business aspects. And Eddie, good job, buddy, should know that.
Yeah, I really haven't been around that much, dude, so I really don't know what's going on half the time.
So,
all I know is somebody's obsessed with my shit. That's all.
This little podcast is about podcast the community. And what it is about is the lack of direction there is. There is no direction. The only possible direction that I could see is negativity, and they're never going to grow out of it because people that do show up to random people's live streams, they leave after like a minute. After a minute, and they see that there is negativity, they leave.
Well, I'll be honest with you, dude. Sometimes I come on and say, "What's up, everybody?" I'm gone.
Like Texas Little Star, she was one of my biggest supporters. She left because I kept trying to give hope to the community. I can understand that because I failed her, because I gave hope to the community.
I can't afford it no more. I need help myself.
Hey, that's the number one thing, is to help yourself before you help others. And that's why I respected you. I respect you, Vinny.
Yeah, I don't bother nobody, dude. Whatever. Not getting into all that bullshit again.
Yeah, like I gave you time to realize it wasn't me that was causing you grief.
I know all about it. Me and you talk. Remember?
Yeah. I got you off of I got you on Facebook, and I think you got Instagram.
Yes, I do.
Have I
also got Twitter
on Instagram? It's very rare of me to talk to you on to Facebook.
Yeah, I'm hardly on, dude. Most of the time I'm sleeping because of my medication.
Yes, But how many times have I contacted you offline?
Maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times. 4 times a
And,
lady.
and out of those times, what gave you the idea that I was hating on you?
Because of the people that you aligned yourself with.
That is my biggest downfall. You know what what my adopted dad told me? You need to find new friends. And your biggest downfall is giving those idiots hope that they'll change for the better. That's that's a Philadelphian word. Is
I know. Well, I also blocked about 16, 17 accounts
yeah.
in the past couple weeks.
But I'm gonna be honest to you. All my fucking channels have my fucking name on it. And a picture of my dog's face on it.
Yeah, I know. How's Cypress doing?
Oh, she's doing good. She's actually sitting where Eddie would have been sitting at right now.
Oh, okay.
I had to get her out from the inside because she started hooting and hollering because she don't like the fact that she's away from me. Like every time that I get a hotel and I go out to the mall, I get a call from the hotel. It's like, hey, your dog is fucking hollering. I'm like, fuck. So I have to go back.
Yeah,
And I
you're
know,
her master. That's why.
yeah, like there'd be times that I was gonna start a live stream, and I was like, hey driver, I'll pay you off. Do you have a do you have a Cash App, PayPal? It's like, yeah, I have a Cash App. I was like, all right, I'll pay you $80 to get me back. Cause I just wasted time of that Uber or Lyft driver. He could have gotten on the way back. So I pay him. I was like, all right, I literally have under $100, but I can pay you $80. He's like, all right, yeah.
Somebody's in the private chat.
Yeah, I don't listen to the private chats. I don't read the private chats. Fuck them.
Come on up, buds. That's it.
Yeah, anybody is welcome. If you guys have an insight on the community, you know, like
I'm
really,
sure Buds does.
like like I told Mrs. Good Job Buddy's wife, I said,
Amber.
you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. I'm doing a podcast, and I'm gonna speak of this shit. You know, like there is no directions. There is no positivity out of this shit.
Oh, I know that.
I mean, like, I don't understand it. I don't fully understand why, when they say we need to get rid of these individuals out of the community, but yet,
All depends on who you're trying to get rid of, too. Yeah, I mean, and
yes,
it maybe for the good of it too.
but when they try to say to get rid of the individuals, they keep them in it. Like for me, for instance, all right, Sour Diesel, he doesn't want to kick me off. You know why? Because I bring the views.
Saturday's also a cool dude.
I bring in the views. Tally doesn't truly want to get rid of me because I bring in the views. Because he knows that I will not read the chats. Every time that I'm on panel, like for instance, you're on panel, right?
Yeah.
I will talk to you. And occasionally I look down and see who's talking in the chats. And if I think it's a reasonable thing to like say for instance, Buds and Hazards.
Hmm.
I would put that up for Buds and Hazards. You know, like I don't have any beef with Buds and Hazards. He's never done anything wrong to me.
Yeah, Buzz is one of my good friends too. He's cool as shit.
But he does listen to the naysayers of the community, and that's his problem. That's not mine. I don't have any ill will or any kind of type
See,
of
I'll be honest with you, I just don't like the division. I love when this community was all together and there was no real talking shit. Everybody was all getting along. You know, well,
I can agree to that.
now it's all hate.
Hey, you don't mind if I do a 30-minute or 30-second break real quick?
No, go for it, dude.
All right, here we go. Hey, I want to say a special thank you to White Wizard for being on the broadcast. He's a real trooper. He's a real Philadelphian. He'll tell you how the fuck
Yes, I
it
am.
is. You know what? You can vouch that every Philadelphian will talk shit to each other, but we don't mean it.
Yep, exactly. That's true.
Like, what's up, asshole? What the fuck you doing, dude?
And then you call him asshole back and say
Yeah,
fuck off.
hell yeah. For instance, hey, asshole, what the fuck are you doing?
That's how we get along here in Philly.
Hell yeah. You know, every time I'm in Houston, in Texas, a Houstonian will say, why is Philadelphian such an asshole? And you know what I tell them? Don't ask stupid questions and you won't get that fucking remark.
Right?
But me as a traveler of a hobo, we have to unfortunately like literally learn how to read, talk, and treat people like normal human beings.
Right.
Yeah.
I give you props though, but you should show what's around you more. I mean, try not to burn out the community and all the bullshit that's going on. You know, show some of the surroundings and stuff around you. You know,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with you, and that would be cool. You showing everything around you, and yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, the community that we are tangled up with, you can't do that because they'll dox you and swat you. How do you feel about that?
No. Well, I call it swatting, but when I was in the hospital, somebody called and had a wellness check done to me at my old apartment while I was in the hospital. And my neighbor said they had guns drawn. So that, to me, that's a SWAT. They swatted my apartment, even though they called it a wellness check. You know, that's what happened then. Still don't know who did it, but you know, I probably never will know. But you know,
how do you think the community should move on from this?
get rid of the trolls.
Get rid of the trolls. Do you think we should get rid of the problematic people?
Most of them. Some of them are very cool people.
Who would you consider problematic
I cannot divulge that, bro. I can't do that.
Okay. I'm sorry if I put you on the spot.
It takes two to tango. Just put it that way.
It does. Do you think emotions gets the best out of people?
Sometimes, yes.
I could see that. I saw that today. I saw that out of the last 3 years that I've been a part of the community.
Right. And it's good to see that you're actually saying that you're part of the community now instead of always just like saying you're on the rim of it.
Well, unfortunately, there's a vortex, and every time I try to leave it, they bring me right back to it, and
It kind of
I'm
like
at
a
a
toilet.
fucking loss.
Kind of like a toilet. They flush it.
Hey, I got a big enough balls to say I'm at a loss. You know, like it's fucking hilarious. They want
Trust
me
me,
out of the
dude.
community,
I
but
started
yet
out
they bring me back.
in the Explorer. I started out in the Explorer community and the auditing community back in the 2016, 2017 and all. And when Ewu crew came to the slab area and interviewed Tommy and Mike and everybody, I'm just saying that's when I got into it. I said, "Hey, I'm sticking around here for a while." Now look at me. I'm balls deep in this motherfucker.
I'm more than fucking balls deep in this shit.
I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I can literally say I'm from the tip of my toe all the way to the standing hairs of my head in this fucking community. In that community.
I get told I'm a troll too. I make some parody stuff. I made like the cauldron and stuff like that. I was like playing around with Nikki at the time, but they all knew that it was me. I never acted like it wasn't me. Yeah, I was coming. Oh, it's me. I just made a name up to play around. It would usually be my actual channel that would just change the name in the bit. You know, I don't have no separate accounts.
No,
Yeah.
for me and Andrew, I can honestly say I've never said any harm and foul shit to Andrew. But if Andrew don't want to believe that shit, that's on him.
Well, Andrew's also cool, dude. I had nothing bad to say about Andrew either. I mean,
I actually called him up when my uncle was having his diesel rig, his semi truck was having problems. I actually called him up and said, "Yo, dude, do you know anything about diesel engines, like a semi?" And he said, "Yeah," and I showed him some pictures. And he said, your uncle might have some gasket problems and something. He said something, and I was like, all right. So I relayed the info to him, and that's what it was. And after that, I never contacted him. I actually after that, I did tell him, "Hey, man, thank you." He got the situation fixed, the problem fixed. Then after that, I never fucking contacted him. And then when I heard him say off of, I forget who it was, channel was, say that, "Oh, I called him up and said I wish him harm, I wish his child harm." I'm like, what the fuck?
well, you can never win, dude. In this community, you can never win because it keeps on going and going and going. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. People get jealous when positivity happens.
Well, it's not always positivity. It's just how everybody's mindset is too. You know what I mean?
Yes, but when positivity happens, they want to see negativity. They want to see a train wreck. And that's the bullshit that I don't want to be a part of, because in my life, there's never going to be a train wreck.
Right.
Even if it derails, I'm not gonna tell you if it did or not. That never needs to be on the internet. Mine's an ongoing train that will never fucking derail.
Right, right. I know others have tried to get rid of me. I'm still here.
Look at
Same
me, I'm
channel.
still here. Yeah, I might have 100 fucking channels, but I'm still fucking here.
100 channels. I can't
Hell,
see
today,
anything.
I'm not gonna say particular names because I already knew who done it because they wouldn't have fucking cried about it.
Mm.
But I tell you what, that fucking video the live stream they community guide striked is back up. It's fucking back up right now as we speak.
I wasn't there. I had no idea what you're talking about, dude. Sorry.
Yeah. All I did was appealed it and I gave him my birth year, my birth month, and my birthday, like November 4th, 1989. Fuck yeah.
Right.
And I gave him, and I said, if you want further information, I will give you my driver license. And that's how I reinstated. They reinstated that video that I did a live stream.
That's cool.
Yeah, I told them I'm getting sick and tired of this shit, and they reinstated it. But it is taking some time to reinstate the live stream.
You know that saying? It's like a Pat Benatar song. Love is a battlefield.
But that's not the battlefield that I want.
Right.
I can understand haters, but I can't understand people that want to fucking tear you down out of a fucking lovely atmosphere of YouTube.
Well, it all depends on what was said and who you pissed off, or something was said to somebody else and somebody got mad about that. That it's always something. I mean, it's hard to put down or put your
Okay,
finger
can I
down
tell you
on
something? Vinny, can I tell you something?
it. If it's about anybody, I don't want to hear it, dude.
No.
I can.
I'm gonna tell you something. I used to be an amateur actor. I used to do extras. When I was
Oh, okay.
when I was in the amateur acting atmosphere, an extra. I was how I started off in the business was an extra, and they saw that my willingness to be in the movies and whatever. They wanted to teach me how to be an actor, a professional, but at that time I had to start off as a amateur. So I did everything, and one thing I hated, and you have to wake up at odd times, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, sometimes
Oh,
1 o'clock in the morning, and shit like
casting
that.
calls and stuff with that. I got you. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
So that's the only thing I didn't like about it, but I stuck it out. And the only thing, I had to wait 3 or 4 weeks for my paycheck. And I'm the type of person, I want my paycheck like a normal fucking person would like their paycheck. Well, I started looking up farm jobs, and some dumb reason I wanted to be in cattle farming, working off of a cattle farm. And I didn't tell them that I quit. I just fucking quit. And they called me, and for 6 months, they're
Oh,
the guy
speaking of
that
that
was,
kind of shit, dude. Sorry to interrupt. When I lived out in Nebraska, when I went out there for that girl and shit like that, and I was cleaning up manure for this mission that I was staying at, and I was earning money that way for about maybe a month or two. See? Now
Yeah.
you know more about me.
When I was doing it for the first 6 months, the agency will call me and say, "Dude, we see potential in you. We want you to come back." And yeah, I could have had millions of dollars in my pockets, but I love working for the cows. The cows and the horses didn't care how
Right.
much money I made. I loved it. I love waking up knowing the fact that I didn't have to hearing ratchet ass motherfuckers just fucking yelling at me. You think producers are bad? You think studio producers are bad? Shit. Listen to a farmer, a fucking rancher yelling at you. You're doing it wrong. I don't think the cow cares if I'm doing it wrong. Ask the fucking cow if I'm doing it wrong. The only thing it's gonna do is
Oh no.
yeah, my bosses, when I worked off of ranches, they will get a giggle at me.
Yeah, but that's true though. The cow ain't gonna complain.
Nah, it's gonna lay in its own shit. But as humans, we have to take care of it. We have to fucking because a lot of farmers, yes, they keep their
Like me at the mission. During my money, I was cleaning up horse shit.
yeah horse shit. Um,
Yep.
I worked in Florida at a stable. I was a stable hand, and day in and day out, I would hear customers saying, "Do I really need to put new bedding?" Not really, but for human certifications, yes.
Oh yeah, it's mainly for human stuff. No changing the hay and shit like that. That's all human shit. The horse or the cow don't fucking care.
Yeah, I did work off of a dairy farm, and I'm like, I'm sure that fucking cow don't care, but for us humans, we gotta make another human happy.
Yep.
They don't care how much hay they get to lay on. Like half of the times that I worked at a stable hands, which was predominantly horses, of course.
Since
um,
since this is a hay.
because every time I woke up
Mhm.
and I woke up, the horse wasn't even laying on the fucking bedding that we laid out, wood chips
Yep.
or whatever they
Like,
call it. Yeah,
it's mainly hay, and the horses were eating the hay anyway. So fuck it.
yeah, right. For real. You know, like what I've learned out of Nikki, her little community review, it's all emotions. It's emotional. Yes, I get it. Females are going to be a lot emotional than men. And for the men that get emotional out of it, come on, dude, you could suck it up and move on. For
Yeah,
men,
I'm from Philly. I can handle some of the shit, but some of the shit just like bothers me because it's always the same shit over and over and over again.
it, it doesn't go nowhere. It don't. You know, like for me, I'm gonna say if you're gonna pick the leader out of the streamers. Don't pick a
I'm
leader
my
out of the
own leader.
viewers because the
I'm my
viewers.
own leader. Nobody told me what to do. Fuck that.
What, yeah, but what I'm gonna say is anybody that is streaming, that's the leader. If they're not leading you into a direction, find another streamer. Do not pick a viewer to be a leader because they ain't got a channel. If that's the case.
Right.
Like for instance, Tracy, offline, she's a awesome, spectacular person. But online, she
I
has no
imagine
value.
she is. I
I mean,
imagine she
like,
is. I had no problem with Tracy, but
Tracy
from what
online
I
has no
heard,
value.
she was talking shit on that other person stuff. You know,
Yes. Like Nikki, I can't evaluate her. But like,
let's put it this way: a lot of people in this community have one of these two. Are you looking?
huh?
Look at the screen. One
Yeah,
side face and the other side face. You
was
gotta
a
watch who you're
face.
talking to.
Right. But at the same token, why should I care about certain individuals that has no value? Like day in and day out within this community, how many people has been online? I mean, literally
I haven't
holding.
been doing any lives because of all the bullshit.
Well,
Because I'm done with it.
you shouldn't worry about the bullshit. You do what you do best.
Well, I want to do lives, but I'm happy what I'm doing too now. I went back to my old format and putting music up like I used to. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
listen to some of the music that you post. I think it's pretty cool. But because I'm tangled in that community, I don't want your creativity to be tainted within that community.
Right.
That community doesn't deserve your creativity. That's how I see it. Now, tomorrow morning, I might hear a lot of fucking rhetoric, and their fucking noise is just noise. They're making noise. They're not making a dent into society. Because, first off, I made a dent into society because I got busted at 22 years old for buying beer. I made it across America.
Oh, you also were over in Greece and all too. So,
I did. I was.
yeah. See, I pay attention.
Like my vlog channel had one of my videos, my short is only 9 seconds, and it has 12,000 and 30 something views. I didn't buy it. I just woke up one day and I'm like looking at it and I'm like, where's the decimal? And I clicked on in the archives or in the backstage, and it clearly said 11,000 views, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then a few weeks later, I looked at it and it said 12,000. I'm like, wait a second, someone's fucking with me. And then I started noticing new and newer viewers commenting, and I was like, okay, all right. The general public is actually looking at it.
So you hit your own algorithm, in other words.
Yes, and I to this day I am not affected by it. I don't hold it to my head or have emotions about it. I am gracefully honored to have 12,000 views on a 9-second video. I when I went to Walmart, I didn't expect a guy to look like Jesus, but but I thought it was funny enough to video and say, "Hey, look, Walmart is walking. Jesus is working on Walmart because of Biden." I thought it
Biden.
was funny. I thought it was funny enough to say something about it, and that was generic. That wasn't fabricated. That wasn't planned or made up.
Yeah,
I
I'm not a
just
big Biden fan either.
yeah, and people were talking about Biden, and I had some backlashes. Oh well,
Yeah,
you know.
I really don't bring up my what you call it, my political stuff. If you look at my, if you look back, if you look me up, it'll say the R word for everything. My family's pretty much into the Republican side of things, so that tells you something. Yeah, Buzz went
Yeah.
away earlier.
But, you know, for that community,
Hey,
I
Benji,
wish
sorry. Sorry.
for that community, I do wish a purpose in life and a direction. And
Well, like I said before, it takes two to tango. Yeah. And this community's been going at it on both sides for a long time.
right. The thing is that I do see is that they want to call people out, but at
Well,
the
they
end of
they
the
want
day,
they want to see pictures of my dick on that side, so I don't know what's up with that.
that part is ridiculous. Who
That's
cares?
that's some super gay shit to me.
Yeah, who cares? That's kindergarten shit.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
know,
mean,
like
grow up, man. Fuck it.
for the years that you've known me, have I ever been that level?
Nah, I knew
Like,
I knew you since Voodoo Ninja. That's how long I've been talking to
yeah,
you.
like you was one of my biggest supporters, and I've never told anybody about it.
Well, you did give Towie that thing with my name on it, the screenshot with all your supporters that time.
Well, I will say I'm sorry if I did.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry.
But that we got over that. That's old news. I'm not going to dredge up that bullshit again.
All right. But the biggest thing is now I know the trickery of that community is not to fall for it.
Right.
You know, like they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about anything. They don't care about dignity.
Like
That's the
when
thing.
somebody called me, I think it was like about 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning with your number the one time. And I thought it was somebody. I think it was somebody spoofing your number, dude.
Yes, that
That's what
community
pissed me
knows
off
how
that
to.
time.
Yes, that community knows how to spoof numbers. I get calls, I get text message from my parents saying, "Hey, have you tried to call us at this time?" I said, "No. I already know what time you go to bed. I know what time to call."
Oh yeah, you told me about that. They have a tracker on your phone or something like that.
Yes, yes, it's called Life 360.
Yeah,
Life
that's it.
360.
Yeah. See, I
And
remember. I remember.
I tell them if I'm gonna call them, I go through that app and say, "Hey, I'm calling." Because in all honesty, because of Stella and her community, my parents actually blocked my number because they don't know they don't know if it's me calling them because of them. All they got to do is look up my number or my name and it tells you who I'm associated with. That's how they know who I'm associated with.
Oh, they did the same thing on the other side with me.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle with the same thing, you know.
And then on top of that, they'll blame it on that particular person. Oh, that person did it to you. I'm like,
I get I always got it's Digger trolling me. I got it's Evan trolling me. That's a bunch of bullshit because I'm in contact all the time with them guys.
yeah, because they'll never tell you the truth. Because they know who's doing the bullshit. Hell, Stella ran to Eddie saying, "Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it." And then when I heard certain words, and I was like, she just contradicted herself.
Mm.
Yeah, like for real, dude. Like, yeah, people can take me as stupid. All right, if you're gonna take me as stupid, I'm gonna play stupid. All right. That's all I'm gonna do. If you're gonna take me stupid, I'm gonna play stupid. If you're gonna take me as some dumbass motherfucker, I'm gonna be tainted as a dumbass motherfucker. And once you say a particular word about a particular person, I am gonna run to that person and tell them and show them proof that you have said certain things about particular persons, because I am not going to be portrayed as a dumbass motherfucker. If you
Yeah,
want to
but the
hate me
thing
for
is,
doing
it was
it,
like
that's you.
you can move on from that too. You can just like stop talking about it and just move on from it, or just try to put it out of your mind.
Yeah, people call me a snitch bitch. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking allow a person to be not oh shit, somebody has a gun.
Someone's done.
I don't know, somebody out there.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. But I tell you what though.
I'm always hearing gunshots where I'm at.
Well, hell yeah, that's fucking Philadelphia for you.
Yeah. Oh, here's pop, 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 pop all night long.
Yeah, we're on the suburbs and outskirts of. Okay, that's not a gun. That's somebody with a shake and bake type thing.
All right, Jose, I'm gonna pop down, brother. I'm
Okay.
gonna go back to bed.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the live stream.
Thank you. Thank you for having me up.
Hell yeah.
All right, Ted. Have a good night. I'm out. V-Rock Spit. Peace.
All right. Peace.
I'm not sorry for being an asshole, it's just who I am. And if you piss me off, you can bet your socks that I'll be an asshole again. I don't put up with people's bullshit or whack-ass attitudes. And if you bring drama, save it for your mama, 'cause I've got better fucking things to do. Oh, and if you don't like me, you can bite me, I give zero fucks. 'Cause I'm not sorry for being an asshole, it's just who I am. And if you piss me off, you can bet your socks that I'll be an asshole again. I don't put up with people's bullshit or whack-ass attitudes. And if you bring drama, save it for your mama, 'cause I've got better fucking things to do. Oh, and if you don't like me, you can bite me, I give zero fucks. 'Cause 89.635% of people really fucking suck.
That is the God honest truth. You know, if you don't like a person, you can always unsubscribe. Always. That's 100% true. Hello? Get him. Get him, sir. Sir. Go get him. Go get him. Hey, stay. Hold up, guys. All right. Sorry about that. Hey, let them know. Apparently, there's somebody walking out there, and Cypress did her job. She's growling right now, but I want to say a special hi to Stony here. Hey, how you doing? Heck yeah. You know, I do honestly have to say that, like, if you don't like a person, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Do what you gotta do and not worry about the stupid bullshit that is being said. At the end of the day, it's came to realization that these people don't know how to maintain their emotional erratic stages of what they hear about them. Oh my god, did you hear what this person did? Who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit what fucking Joanne, Nikki, or fucking Stella says? Yes, I do fall in the rabbit hole of that at times. But there's times that I'm like, fuck it, it's not worth it. But my message to you guys is to move the fuck on. It's not anything to like be stressed off. Stressed. Who cares what Adam said? Who cares what Sean said? Who cares what Tally said? Who cares what Tyke said? Who cares what fucking Evan said? Who cares? It's all emotional. All they're trying to do is get emotional arousement out of you. You know, like I want to start a rise, a stand. But if it gets to the same point of who can be louder, you're gonna get kicked off the panel. I don't read the private chats at all. I could tell who's sorry about that, Stony Crow. I could tell who's on. For instance, look at this shit. Look at this bullshit right here. Copy. Some random fucking viewer just typed in the private chats. Jose killed his. Oh my god! Like if you invested your time into reading the fucking bullshit that is said, look at this shit. Look at this ungodly bullshit. Like for real. So a viewer just typed this in. Like I'm sharing it to you guys. You are crying, you little bitch. Soon we miss like who the fuck types like this? Who the fucking types like this? Like who in the hell fucking types like that? Like in all honesty, it's not it's it's unfair that a fucking streamer that a host has to endure this. Do you think that's fair? Somebody's pissed. They shot the fuck out of something over there. But do you think a fucking streamer, DJ host, do you think that's fair to see this? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that a random fucking person needs to see that? Like, that's what I'm talking about. This or should I say that community has no directions. I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna read it out to you. as best as I can because this is broken English, apparently. You are crying, you little bitch. Soon we miss. Okay, in order to read this properly, you have to read it in your own mind properly. So I am going to read this as grammarified as possible. We are going to you are crying, you little bitch. Soon we will mess with your family again and beg us to stop. You are crying, you little bitch. Soon we will mess with your family again and beg us to stop. You are crying, you little bitch. Like, come on. Like, is is that necessary? Do you guys want to follow Stella's little fucking crew? Like, this is the point of this broadcast. Like, look at all the bullshit. Look at this little bullshit that they have posted. How do I fucking do this? Private chat. I mean, this motherfucker actually wrote this like 20 fucking times. 20 fucking times. Whoever's using Troll Queen, look at this shit. Look, I mean, I'm actually bringing this to the forefront. Like, do you want to be a part of that community? Do you? Do you really want to be a part of that fucking community? We got their new number. Let's call them and spoof Jose's number to make them look like he's calling. Like, this is the point that I'm trying to bring. Do you honestly want to be a part of that fucking community? Because if you are, you as shady as they are. That's the point that I'm bringing. Like, when are you done? When are you having enough of this bullshit? Every streamer has to put up with this bullshit that is going. Like, every fucking StreamYard personnel has to endure this stupid ass fucking shit. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair for a podcast or a StreamYard host to endure this bullshit? Like, you guys have to fucking wake the fuck up. Like, do you guys think it's funny to see, like, my or anybody's family? Okay, for those that run a StreamYard and they see me on panel, do you think it's fair to see my loved ones' names in their private chats? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's appropriate to have that in your private chats? Do you think, like, think about it. Like, I'm thankful that Eddie does, or I'm thankful that Eddie, Tally don't bring the forefront of the private chats up. This is what I'm trying to get at. Like, why should I endure this stupid bullshit? Why should I think that I need to have that on my mind? Do you think it's hilarious? Because if you think that's hilarious, then you're not a part of the growth. You are a part of diminishing someone that is trying to grow. You are a part of the diminishing. And if you get butthurt because you got blocked off of a affiliated channel, then that's on you, because you shouldn't have said or done things that weren't appropriate. Yes, I said it. There's another fucking private chat. Like, it's all bullshit. I'll be right back after the short little fucking announcement from a TikToker.
I'm not sorry for being an asshole, it's just who I am. And if you piss me off, you can bet your socks that I'll be an asshole again. I don't put up with people's bullshit or whack-ass attitudes. And if you bring drama, save it for your mama, 'cause I've got better fucking things to do. Oh, and if you don't like me, you can bite me, I give 0 fucks. 'Cause 89.635% of people really fucking suck.
Oh, that's good. I understand. Okay. Invite, copy, post comments. Hey, Eljo, you're more than welcome to, hop on. Stony, you're more than welcome to come on. Anybody else? You're more than welcome to come on, but if you are Sam or trying to act like an idiot, you're not gonna come on. I'm sorry. Like, look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. This guy literally, which I'm gonna say, the white Tupac, because it's sounding a lot like him, is actually writing this shit. Look at this shit. Jose, find a gun and put some bullets in it and put it in your head. Like, look at this bullshit. I mean, read this shit. If you're gonna continuously be a part of that fucking community, then you shall be blocked in my affiliated and associated channels. I'm sorry. If you're gonna be continuously a part of that shit, then you're gonna be blocked. Cause I'm not gonna have it at all. Yes, that is truly about that, but why should I fucking do that? Like, you as community members should step up. Fuck them if they have butthurt syndrome. Fuck them. I have every right to talk about what's going on, because that's not fair for a fucking StreamYard host or panelist to see that in a fucking private chat. That's not fair. Let's talk about being fair. Do you think that's fair, Stony? Good job, buddy. Do you think it's actually fair for your panelists to endure that shit? Do you? Do you think it's fair for your panelists to see your loved ones, your community members being ridiculed? Do you think it's fair for a panelist to see that? That shit right there needs to be nipped. 100%. Aljo, just scroll up a few. You'll see. Like, for real. It's not hurting me one bit. It's not hurting me. I'm just bringing that shit to the forefront. So if you guys want to be a part of that fucking community, that's on you. That's 100% on you. But just be known that you will be blocked. because I'm not gonna allow that shit on my affiliated channels and channels that is associated to this podcast. All right, block them, motherfucker. And look at it. It's like 4 o'clock on the East Coast. Look at this. Look at this. And this is coming from Stella's little fucking clique. And that's a bunch of bullshit. I already know it's behind because she already went to fucking White Tupac's and told his community and him to troll me. I know that. Dirt Port Farmer won't troll me because he's better than that shit. He can get two shits about me. And I respect him for that. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? What's going on?
Pretty much nothing. I'm just gonna podcasting the community.
You're gonna have to deal with my echo
Yeah, it's all good.
and my heater.
It's all good. See, any good panelist would know how to overcome that and ignore it.
So, dude, this is your channel?
No, this is actually a person's name's
Okay. I thought so. I got confused for a second.
I'm actually a host for this podcast.
Oh, that's cool. All the time or what? No, just once in a while, huh? I thought I came on his channel and there was like a bunch of people I never seen before, like on a panel.
Yeah. So how you been, Eljo?
Good, man. Kind of cramping up a little bit.
That's good. Hey, I've been checking out your videos though. They're pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The ones that you talked and sound like you have a little rant and stuff like that.
Ah, cool.
But in all honesty, like I want to share your videos, but the community that I got tangled up in, I don't want them to harass you. That's all they're known for.
How could they harass you though? Only through live.
No, I don't want them to harass you because that's what they're known for.
I know. How could they harass me though?
I don't know. You
Oh, you mean like in real life?
Yes.
You know they're harassers. Huh? You got involved with a bunch of harassers?
God, you fucking scared me, dude.
He knows the community, I swear.
Here, why don't you talk to him?
Hey, OL, why don't you tell Jose that you're familiar with the community and you're not worried about anybody? This guy's been around for a long time.
Why don't you hop on?
I'm confused.
Are you?
Yeah, he knows what you're going through.
So how you been?
Who, me?
Yes.
I've been good, man. I've been hanging in there. It seemed like I was having a hard time. And then, I don't know, dude, just fucking started picking up for me, but I gotta actually do the work, you know?
Yes, sir.
My fucking body's cramping up right now. I have not climbed a tree this big in a long fucking time.
Well, my fat ass can't climb a tree, so I give you mad respect.
Bro, this shit is like, I've been doing this for a long fucking time, man. I'm telling you, man. fucking thing is an ass kicker. I'm so fucking sore and cramping up. Crazy, dude. I can't even believe it, dude. If you seen this shit, you'd be like, fuck, was gonna like take a camera, do footage, and then I forget. And this thing is like fucking, just to get in it is like unfucking believable, man. So I'm like literally cramping up right now, dude. It's very uncomfortable. I can't lay down. I can't fucking sit up. It's like, fuck, dude.
You must be sore.
Yeah, I'm so fucking like sore, dude. It's crazy, dude. And just like, I don't know, not like I've been drinking water and eating bananas the whole time, especially after that first day, but it's not fucking helping, dude.
That's terrible. Have you tried Prime? Have you tried Prime?
Oh, what's that?
It's KSI and Logan Paul's new energy drink. It's like a or not energy drink. I'm sorry. It's like a Gatorade, like a rehydration drink.
Oh, no, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, supposedly is all of the better shit that you can get in Gatorade and none of the shit you don't want. But it tastes really fucking good, and they just released it this weekend. It's called Prime.
You know about Muscle Milks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking just live off of those, man. I had 2 or 3 of those for breakfast, and sometimes the 43 grams of protein one, but usually the 23 grams for sure.
Well, I'm not one to talk to you. If I think hard enough, I can make my foot have a cramp. You know what I mean? Like if I just think hard enough, my fucking toes will cramp. All I gotta do is think about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm trying not to let them cramp. I'm pushing against something, trying not to let them cramp. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I'll stretch out my legs in the morning when I'm waking up, and my calves, both calf muscles will cramp.
Fuck, dude.
Luckily, I haven't had the angriest way to wake up is to have both your calf muscles on fire.
Oh, God, I know, dude. The worst is, when it gets like that, like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, like the muscles being fucking pulled or something, It's just like, you're like, and you can't move. You can't, you're just like,
Like,
I haven't had that happen yet, dude, but
there's a moment when it's so intense that it almost feels like you're having your legs pulled apart.
Are you sure that's not sciatica, dude?
No. I'm talking about just straight cramps. Because then I gotta like get the cramps out. I gotta get up and do all the. And my legs feel like they straighten out. They're like stiff as a board. And you gotta fucking bend your toes backwards and physically work the cramp out.
Did you guys see what happened? Did you guys see Benny Loco's video? You guys know Benny Loco, right?
Oh.
You don't know who Benny Loco is?
No.
She's in the community. She does live streams all the time. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought I would figure you guys would have been familiar.
I don't know who Benny Loco is, but whatever.
Anyway, she just had like half of her foot removed, dude. And it's like so stitched up like Frankenstein, bro. And it just fucking makes me cringe. I feel so bad for her, man. She made a short showing it, I guess, like just out of surgery. And I was like, whoa. What you said right now just reminded me of it. I was just trying to send her some love, man. And like, you know what I mean? Like, get people to fucking love on her, man, because I know she needs it.
But my daughter had her foot broken in half backwards. She was driving and hit a car head on. Well, she hit a stopped vehicle because she fell asleep driving, and they had a backhoe in the back or something like a bobcat, and the fucking teeth of the bobcat came through the engine and broke her right foot in half backwards.
Backwards. Reverse taco.
Yeah, like backwards, like fucked up. And then also she got hit hard enough to her rib impaled her lung. She had to be put
Oh
in a
my god.
coma.
Oh,
So
dude,
like
I
she
could
barely
imagine
lived
that
through
shit.
that
I had
shit.
a
But
bruised fucking rib, and that was like hell. I could imagine a fucking impaled lung. Holy fuck.
yeah, like she didn't even know
And
the
she
pain
wasn't
she was
comfortable
in
for
because
months, huh?
her body put her into a coma and
Sure,
like she was
yeah,
in shock. So
of
then
course,
they
yeah.
did a they induced a coma in order to repair her, and they intubated her and all that shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then my mother-in-law ran over herself. You know, she had a rental car after she wrecked her car, and she couldn't figure out the parking brake. So she had it in reverse, and we're parked on a hill. She had it in reverse, and she got
Got
out,
out?
couldn't get the parking brake stuck. So she got on the ground, and she put her leg under the car, and she was pounding on it with her hands, and she finally
No.
freed it. And when she did, it went in reverse, and it drug her down the driveway and rolled over her leg in the middle of the street, ripped her leg open. She had to
Oh.
have
Did
a
it break
drain.
it?
She had to have a drain attached to her leg.
Oh, yeah, sure, dude. She's lucky she didn't get a clot or something, dude.
Yeah, so every
But
month they would go
yeah,
and they would literally like a faucet, like open up her the drain,
yeah.
and all the pus would all the swelling, all that pus would come out.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, she devastated herself. Now both her feet are like pointed in the wrong directions, and it's just terrible.
This is 1 a.m. cringing with Eddie. That's the
Yeah,
new
man.
title of this
Yeah.
video. Cringing with, Eddie. Cringing with Good Job Buddy. Oh
Well,
my
and
god.
like little shit will happen. She can't bend her knees. So she like only bends at the waist. So like getting in a car, she has to have a certain amount of leg room because she can only bend at the waist. And or if she falls down and lands on her knee, you know, you got to go to the hospital immediately because she's had like 11 surgeries on her knee.
Dude. Oh, that sucks. Fuck. Yeah, cars are dangerous, man, I guess, when you think about it. Fuck.
Well, when you do it
Real
like that,
dangerous.
it is. Yeah, if you're gonna get out and do it like that, that's dangerous.
Man. Yeah,
But I mean, you
yeah.
know, she was not
What are you
thinking
gonna
like
do?
that.
I
You know,
mean,
she was
that's
just being a little
crazy
bit
that
spaced out.
she knew how to get the fucking thing unstuck.
Yeah, I think because the car she had before, you pushed down on it to release it, and this one was pull the thing to release it. And so she didn't see it till too late, you know, like she'd been pushing, and that didn't work. And then she saw, and she's like, "Oh, there it is!" And she just, you know, blonde moment, pulled the fucking thing while the fucking vehicle was in reverse. So once she pulled it, she was through.
What, dude? Are you and Jose? Oh wait, what the fuck happened to Jose?
He's there.
Oh yeah, cool. Right on. I was just curious. I'm like half awake, dude. I've been doing this shit lately. Getting up in the middle of the night, and there's like everybody else is on fucking YouTube up at the middle of the night. You know, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. It's like everybody's saying the same thing. I just woke up.
Yeah, that's what's to do, man.
Dude, there's been a lot of fighter jets, dude. I never seen an F-24 or 26, whatever the new one is, in real life. And they have been all over the sky in San Diego, dude, today. And not in a fucking air show. I've never even seen one in real life, man. They're just patrolling, dude. In twos.
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy, dude. And then I saw a warship out there, which it never fucking happens. And that was out there, and
Well, they're not
scary,
private.
dude. There's a lot of ships in the harbor right now, dude.
No, man, that's real shit because
If they hit San Diego right now, they would take out probably a fucking nice tenth of our Navy.
Well, that's what they did on 9/11 in Seattle. After 9/11, we had 4 aircraft above us, and we had the battleships and the destroyers come into the harbor into Puget Sound.
Hey, did you hear about this? Nobody else heard about this. You probably heard about this. That Russian supersonic missile that landed outside of Seattle, they put it down they shot a supersonic missile into the stratosphere. It went around the globe once, and then as it was going supersonic speed, it shot a supersonic object out of it, and it re-entered Earth's atmosphere, and they put it down just outside of the coast, empty. empty canister just outside of the coast of Seattle. And that's what Russia did, dude. And ours attempt at doing that failed a couple days before, and China's miserably failed like 2 weeks ago. And then today, the State Department came out and like bitches, dude, just basically said like, well, we're willing to talk with Russia and listen to their demands. And nobody else had heard about this supersonic missile test. And I'm just like blown away that nobody knows about this. And I was asking you because you seem pretty smart.
Man, I don't know about that. I know, man, that's maybe propaganda, but I know that every one of our nuclear subs can hit any place on the planet from any place on the planet with what, 48 different nuclear warheads on it. I mean,
yeah, that's
and
right.
each one of those being able to split into 4 more separate, smaller nuclear warheads. They've got the capability of covering the planet. That was
I
like
guess
20 years ago. That was 20 years ago.
The supersonic shit, though, is the ability to hit it, strike from anywhere without using a submarine. They fucking launch that shit from like a computer desk. I guess that's why it's a big deal.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't hear about that, man. I guess I was lucky to have heard about it, man. It was on Coast to Coast while they were doing it. They were like broadcasting it and talking about it, and I guess it had actually like.
In reality, unless they do attack, they can just be squeezed out. You know, monetarily, they're poor.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what they said. The State Department today is that we were going to put harder economic sanctions on them than we've ever done. And I was thinking, what does that mean, dude? What does that mean? Like, what if they just sell shit to other countries that don't participate, like North Korea, Iran?
They'll just run out of resources. They don't have a lot of resources there.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That's what I was always taught, why America was so successful. It had nothing to do with democracy or this or that, but it was that nobody had the amount of resources that we have in North America.
We have it all.
Yeah,
and
that would make
for
sense.
their people to enjoy a normal way
They
of
just
living.
have oil and ice, right?
Yeah, they need a certain amount of resources, and they have to have that needs to be coming and going, you know. Like
all they have is oil.
Usually they have oil, and we're trading goods, and we'll just completely shut them off. We don't need them. We can do this without them. We can. Other countries, other big countries can, and that would shut down their natural resources, which would make their citizens pissed off, which would make them a very hostile country to even have to keep control of your own people.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I mean, or if we have to go to actual war with them, you know, we all kill each other, and good luck.
Well, they made it sound like Russia had said this, and then our statement today was backing that up. That nuclear war is off the table. That just like all the last wars that have been fought in the last 100 years, it can be done without nuclear arms.
100%.
That's what. So I mean, that's what they're kind of saying like we're ready to beef up NATO and keep supplying them with the shit to resist you, which is, I guess, what we've been doing all these years. That's why they don't have Ukraine already.
You know how shitty 9/11 was to America. Russia has had 175 9/11s.
Damn. Fuck. From what? Homegrown or what?
You know, one after another, they've experienced.
Wait, but who doesn't? Is it a homegrown terrorist or is it people from outside?
Oh, no. I'm not even talking about terrorism. I'm just talking about being attacked on their homeland.
Man. Oh, yeah. By other.
They've been around for thousands and thousands of years. We've only been around for a couple hundred years.
Yeah, and they got bad neighbors. Yeah, China.
Well, they're either attacking or being attacked. It's just constant, you know, they're always at war with somebody forever and ever. And, you know, so are we at this point, but we're only 200 years old and they're, you know, a few thousand years old. So they're used to a lot of this type shit that, you know, dying for your country and dying for some stupid cause is just fine with them because that's what their uncles and their granddads and their great granddads and everybody before them all did.
Yeah. And they don't have anything. Like you said, they don't have anything.
Well, that's what we're not trying to be that over here. They've been winning an information warfare against us for the last 5 years. They've been doing very well getting us to hate on each other. And you know, kudos to them because that was a big win for them. because we're not used to shit like 9/11. They could take advantage of shit like 9/11 because we're not used to it. They are. They have been able to convince people in America that 9/11 was an inside job, that their government hates them, and that they're trying to kill them and get them to distrust the government. All the while, we're the richest country in the world. We do not fucking have any kind of threat like people in Russia do, of being starving and having nothing the next week. People in Russia, they do. We saw that in the 80s with the food lines and shit in Russia. They could be starving.
Yeah, no, you see it now. You're right. They're always all fucking cold and bundled, and you know what I mean. They just live on potatoes and fucking. You look at any kind of Russian cuisine.
It's how Ronald Reagan
potatoes and
won it the
grass.
first time around. Ronald Reagan beat them by squeezing them off, man. That's why they were all fucking, all the food lines and shit they had.
Well, yeah, there was an arms race too, man. We were building those big silo warheads, and then so they would build one, and we'd have 8, and they'd have 10, and then we'd have 12, and that bankrupted them. And that might be on the table again, with this supersonic shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's just a matter of time before we do one, and then they got to do another one, and then another one, and they don't have the resources to do that.
They're America's bad guy with a gun. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the world having a bad guy with a gun, that is Russia. Russia is the bad guy with a gun, and America is the good guy with the gun.
Surely you heard about that. Surely you heard about Russia off of the coast of Scotland, and that fucking Royal Navy sonar ship dragged the sonar antenna over its hull, dude, and fucked it up. And they had to do a fucking emergency port repair. And it exposed them, dude. And then, and the fucking, I forget what the name of the Queen's ship was, but they were immediately apologizing. They said they didn't mean to do it. They were looking for the ship, and they deployed the fucking, it's like an antenna that they stick in the water, and the fucking cable that they tow, a sonar cable, and they were over the sub coincidentally, and it fucking dragged across the hull of the submarine and fucked it up bad, where they had to do like an emergency mayday, expose themselves, and fucking explain what happened, and put themselves in port, man.
Wow.
Yeah, they avoided an incidental incident by saying, "Oh, we didn't mean to do it. We were looking for you, and we accidentally dragged it over your hull."
Russia always fucks around with boundaries. That they've always been like.
That's surprising they'd be over there in Scotland, but I guess nothing.
Right after Trump got elected, they were sailing up and down the international borders outside the United States, like just sort of teasing us.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird shit like that. Like, they're okay to do that, but when you're doing it in a military formation, and you're going back and forth, and you're not leaving the area, and there's no real reason to be there, like what are you really doing?
If Donald Trump was smart, he would put his own guys as the head of the CIA. He would put his own guys as the head of the FBI. Real subtle, not a big fanfare. You just do it, and then fucking. Nobody would notice. Just all these people in position of power that would usually take you down if you did any kind of dictator type shit. And then by the time anybody fucking notices, it's too late. All your guys are the head of the CIA. That's how Putin did it. You remember?
I already thought that Donald Trump was.
I know it was Slobodan Milosevic. I couldn't remember. There was a couple of democratically elected leaders of Russia after the Soviet Union collapsed. And then Putin was the last one to be democratically elected. But when he got elected, he replaced the head of the Russian intelligence agencies with he actually didn't replace them with his cronies. He dismantled them and got rid of them. And their system's a little different than ours. They don't have as many checks and balances in place. So he wasn't able to be called out on it until it was too late. But once he finally was like, I'm just going to be the dictator now, where new law, no fucking elections in Russia, there was nobody to oppose him because he had dismantled all the intelligence.
We don't want that here. That's silly. And you're right, though. I thought that Donald Trump was going to sell out our country to him by saying, we won't respond nuclearly to you within maybe, let's give you a 30-minute head start, right? 30-minute head start. You get your missiles out 30 minutes ahead of time. They're already en route. And I'll fumble around with the fucking football, and I'll pretend I don't know the code, and oopsie doopsie, I screwed around here. And are we really sure they're real missiles? And all of a sudden, now they're within range, and now we'll respond, but it's too late to stop them from hitting New York City or
But why
L.A.
would he do that though? He owns
Because
property
then
in New
he
York
can
City.
immediately fly to Russia and be safe, right? And just hand Putin America. Just hand it right on over.
Yeah,
What are we
but boy, does he
we
get out of
lost
it though.
every capability. If we get hit with nuclear weapons before we can have a chance to respond, we're done. That's how quick a nuclear war can be.
Yeah.
It isn't like a long drawn out war. If they're time on target and they hit the right targets with nuclear weapons, we'll have zero capabilities. And all they need is about a half hour to an
supposedly
hour
that
jump.
supersonic shit, you don't even need that, man. That happened within minutes, bro. Do you realize that that's going the speed of sound? That nuclear missile will get to the target, will get to you before the words. That nuclear missile will get to you before the words that are coming out of my mouth, bro.
Right, man.
Faster
And that's
than
what
you
I'm
can
saying,
hear
dude.
them.
Like, why?
You can't shoot that down, bro.
How can we gamble with this country's autonomy by handing it to somebody who would sell it out for a fucking $1 billion any day? That man would give us out for $1 billion any day.
Well, everybody knows
that. He does not give a fuck about this country. He only gives a fuck about himself. And he's that close to Putin. And we all know he's that close to Putin. And that's all it takes is a 30-minute head start and we're fucked.
Well, what they're saying is that if he gets elected again, he is going to dismantle the any of the shit that would oppose him, like the CIA and the fucking FBI. Those are pretty much the only institutions that if he was like to put Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in jail, like right now, the FBI knocked just like they knocked on that, just like they knocked on that guy. What was that guy's name? His buddy that got busted, Crone or Schnone or whatever the fuck, and they hit his house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Michael Cohen.
Oh, yeah, well, they just hit all his political opponents at the same time, early at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just come into the thing and round them up and put them in jail on fake charges, and that's it, dude. All House Democrats rounded up, and
I mean, is that what you want, man? Is that what you're looking for?
No, but I'm saying that's what Putin did. That's what Indian news out of India set up a scenario, and they did a story on it, and it was interesting to me. And they were saying that if the people elect Donald Trump again in 2024 or whatever, that if he did these certain moves, like getting rid of the FBI or putting his guy in charge of the fucking CIA or whatever, that he could slowly dismantle and become a dictator by 2025. That's just a news. It has nothing to do with their side of India. And I was just like, whoa,
no. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm saying I don't think it's a good thing. I don't like the idea. And
I don't think it's a good thing.
We've known he's a con artist since
anybody, dude. Anybody being any kind of dictator, it's not a good
Trump has been a con artist since the 80s. If we let him con us out of our country, then it's shame on us.
Do you know about his grandfather? Kind of somewhat of a con artist. Selling horse steaks.
Family, man. I know.
Selling horse steaks on the Dead Horse Trail. That's how he got his money. He went to the Yukon and on the Dead Horse Trail and set up a canvas restaurant with a wood facade in front, and they sold horse steaks on the Dead Horse Trail. Nobody figured it out. They just, you know what I mean? They're hungry or cold. He's got steaks and water, dude, and the customers are paying gold. You know what I mean? And then he would stock up so much and go back to fucking. He went back one time from the Yukon to Germany to get his wife. That's Donald Trump's grandmother. And then when he came back, hit it again, and then went to New York and put all the money into real estate. And then that's where they went ever since. But that's how he started, dude. Kind of what was the word you just used? Kind of like a trickster or a con artist. Con artist businessman, like big sign up fronts, like fresh steaks and cold water, and there's like dead horses all around you, and you just don't figure it out. Like
in the 80s and the earlier 80s, my dad lived in Lacey Park. It's right outside of Philadelphia in a town called Warminster, real poor apartments. And one of the dudes who was making his way out of there started his own fucking HVAC company out of high school. maybe like 28 years old, and been doing this shit for like 5 years. About to move out of the old neighborhood, about to get his own nice house, all that shit, and got a commercial job putting in air conditioning at one of Donald Trump's casinos in Ocean City or Atlantic City, New Jersey. And Donald Trump didn't pay anything up front. You know, it was Donald Trump. It was based on, all right, I got you, on a handshake. So he invested his entire, well, not all of it, most of all the money he had saved, and used up all his credit to get all the units for this hotel, you know, and put them on his own fucking back and installed them, trusting that Donald Trump was going to pay. It was like $125,000 job or whatever it was at the time in the 80s, trusting that Donald would pay it, and Donald never paid it. The man lost his company. That man lost his company, and like 10 years later was dead of suicide. Before, you know, not just because of that,
he's famous for that,
or whatever. Yeah, he's man, like just never paid the guy, and never fucking faced anything in court about it.
Yeah, he's one of those, dude. That's really typical on the high end there. They're just like a steamroller. They just want what they want. They promise everybody the world, and it's all about me. And fuck you, and they'll fuck you and laugh about it. If you told him, if he found out about that guy killing himself and shit, he would genuinely, heartedly laugh about it, dude, and be like,
yeah, he would consider that a victory.
I've seen that type. I know that type in contracting, and that's because, you know why? That's how his father raised him. His father used to brag about it, that he was raising sharks.
Yeah, man, I can't understand how people like that man who died, that man who invested his whole everything he had into that big gig, thinking he was going to.
But see, you know why, Eddie? Though he had that coming in a lot of ways because he was looking for something
nowadays.
He had it coming a little bit because he was looking for something. He wanted to believe so bad that his big ticket had come that he was willing to listen to a known shyster and a fucking bullshit artist. And it's odd. And as a contractor, you know the type. And if you don't know the type and figure it out quickly, you got no business in fucking contracting.
You know, I think that was the early 80s.
And that's just it. He ended up.
You got to give a guy like that.
Truth, because I read people like that all the time, and you have to say, you know what? Nothing is worth getting fucked and losing everything I have. I don't put up shit for anybody. And if they don't have it in their heart to give me a deposit, then fuck them in the ass. That's the last person I want to be doing business with. I just won't fucking do it. And unless I'm really hungry or desperate, then I really need a deposit. You know what I mean?
And that man, he trusted Donald Trump. That's what it was.
That's where he fucked up.
On television, he's seen him in the newspapers. He trusted him. He thought this was my big break. You know, he
trust no man, dude.
This was his big break.
You should learn that as a contractor, fucking day one.
But it was early 80s, man. And now
it should have been even worse. That's when everybody was all coked out.
5 years later, and we're still electing him president.
That's what everybody tried to say. That's what everybody came out to say.
We're still electing him president.
Everybody came out to say that. All the upper echelon of society was like, you said exactly what you said. No, you don't understand. This is what this man typically is at his core. Anybody but him. You know what I mean? They threw Mark Cuban out there, fucking all kinds of people. And you're right, because you know why? Because it's just it's a base of people that don't know nothing about nothing. They're just fucking getting hooked on this ideal and this shit that, you know what I mean? Like it's one side or the other. And then nowadays everybody is like really trying to fucking draw lines and get on a side. And that's all it is. He's propped up on that.
Division? The one person that does not have to actually live with the division is Donald Trump. He gets to sit in Mar-a-Lago and not live out here amongst us and argue.
That's true, but it's true, but it's true, but it's not true because he's been attacked, dude, constantly. When you're on that level, everybody is, but him even double. And when you live that kind of lifestyle, it's like fucking triple, quadruple, man. He's got people that are trying to take his motherfucking life, bro. Okay, he can't just walk around. He's full of shit about that.
No, he don't walk around.
You know what, dude? If it happened to John Lennon, you might see it happen to him in his lifetime. That's definitely a fucking, because you're right about that. And that's usually how it happens to people like that live like that. I agree,
You said
dude. He
it.
exposed himself as everything that everybody said he was, everything that Mitt Romney said he was, everything that everybody that is on that level, everything that Barack Obama said he was,
Everything that Ted Cruz said he was,
everything.
Lindsey
Mark
Graham,
Cuban,
all of
Mark
them.
Cuban fucking laid it down, dude. Was like, Chuck, he said what you said right now. An even longer list of people that he's fucked and destroyed their lives, dude.
Yeah, just
And
steamrolled them. Just like you said, he
some of-
steamrolled them. Yeah.
yeah, but fucking, and it didn't, you know what I mean? Like, because maybe people were primed for the hate, like you said, maybe Russia planted that shit, the misinformation. They definitely like fueled the fire since then. I see people, dude, like you see nefarious actors at these rallies and stuff where you're like, they don't even look like they belong there. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't know if they're feds or Russians or what, but you can't see their face. They all have these little matching green hats, and they're like fucking. Every one of them's like 6'5". It's a trip, dude.
Dude, and we're
And
like,
they're always whispering in people's ears. They're always on one side or the other, whispering in people's ears, and
yeah, and the ones who are bringing up shit that we've long since settled are
yeah,
look at them and go, why are
exactly,
you
dude.
for?
Exactly.
Like, I agree that racism was dealt with a while back. What I don't like is in the last 5 years, for some reason, some people feel emboldened enough to wear it on their sleeve and walk out in public and announce it. Hey, I'm still
yeah,
here.
because that's how they feel, man. They're like Donald Trump, bro. They have that in their heart, man. And they don't. Dude, think about people that believe that shit, like Adolf Hitler. Like they really believe in the core of their being, dude.
Yep,
And they're willing to kill babies for it.
The Confederate document that would be their independence document states that they are the superior race, and that not all men are created equal. It's simple. It's in their Confederate document. That's the document under which North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida,
Is that why?
all these southern states who seceded from the Union the first time around, they signed up for that shit. They were like, "Yep, we're superior. We deserve to own people." Sure do.
What about owning other superior people, though? That's not allowed.
I mean, I don't think you just
You couldn't have a white slave, right?
Period. Own.
Confederacy or what?
Go take people from a country that they were born in and bring them to yours to build your country.
Could you have a white slave
And then
in
say
the
that they're not
Confederacy, or would that be against the law?
God-given, whatever as you get. So pathetic. Like,
Is
God
that-
would choose a different color. I mean, God's like, you like white, I like you more. Because you're white.
But what if you're like 98% white? What if you're like 90% white?
I don't even know, man. It's their doctrine. I wasn't around when the Confederacy was drawn up. They thought they were better than everyone else, so they said it in their doctrine.
Well, I know this. It was customary.
That Confederate flag, it represents that right there, that white people are better than black people. Said it in their Declaration of Independence.
It was customary to bang your slaves because white slaves were more valuable than tar baby ones. And in doing so, most of the founding fathers, George Washington for sure, had his black son with him. His name was Shadow, because not so much because he was black, but because he was like George Washington's shadow. And George Washington was a notoriously unfollowable horse rider. He was an exceptional horseman that nobody could keep up with except for Shadow. That's how he got the name Shadow. And his descendants still live today. George Washington actually didn't have any children with Martha, but his children that he had with the slaves still exist today, and their genetic markers are identified and exact. And it's the reason that he set all his slaves free, dude. Most of the founding fathers set their slaves free upon death because George Washington wrote about it, dude. You could find all this literature too, dude. George Washington wrote about it in his later life, about how Shadow proved to him that we actually are all equal, dude. and
How
that
many white people
fucking
do you know?
black
The last
kid of
name?
his was 100% like smart, dude, and like had exactly the same capabilities he did.
Yeah, man.
That's why they
How
called him
many
Shadow.
people? How many people do you know with that are white with the last name Washington?
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Oh, they're
So,
there, dude. They take care of the motherfucking preserved Mount Vernon, bro. They're out there, and they are black people, and they're real proud, man, that they're George Washington's descendants.
yeah, and they should be. But there's no difference in the pride of your own family. That's fine. I get that. It's what
But
the
you're right, though. That dude,
Confederacy
I've said it
itself
before.
that was
Just
superior.
being involved in animal husbandry, there's no way you could fucking raise humans and not see that, dude. You would have to be a evil motherfucker, dude, that just decides in your mind, I'm doing this because actually this is just the way it is, and I want to stay on top. You know what I mean? Or not, or
Yeah,
let them
no, I mean,
free
and
and
we're looking
fucking
with the
treat them as
benefit of
equals. Like
hindsight.
I think Thomas Jefferson married his one of his slaves and fucking let them all go, and he not near death, not at the end of his life. He did that like really. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like him. I know Jefferson had a lot of problems with people, just like that other dude that Donald Trump loved so much.
Johnson.
No, I don't think it's Johnson. I want to say Adams.
Andrew Jackson.
Oh yeah, Andrew Jackson. He looks like Adams. He's another skinny, coked out fucking president.
Yeah, and he's also like fucking touted the great generalship of General Lee.
General Washington was
an idiot.
George Washington's a fucking interesting dude, man. He fucking swooped on Martha. He wasn't a very wealthy person, and he was riding on the fact that King George was going to give him a conscription, a generalship in the King's army, and for doing the Indian Wars. And when he did that, he did not get that position, and that's what Washington was so pissed off. And he needed money, and fucking Martha Washington was super rich, but she had an old man. I think she was married, dude. And he fucking swooped in on her. And it must have been a good swoop because she fucking left that dude and married George and handed all her fucking wealth over to him.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I've been to Martha.
Man. When you read the story, you're going to be like, this motherfucker was a real G, man. He just straight up stole her, dog. And she was filthy rich.
What
from
school
a filthy
is that?
rich
Martha's
family.
Vineyard. You can stand like 6 feet from his tomb. You know what I mean? Like you can stand at the door and see his tomb.
That's where that's at? No wonder all the people go there, man.
Yeah, he's buried there.
No wonder that's like the place to be.
It's the place to be. Everybody's
For
partying.
white people.
I went up there for my middle son when he had a 5th grade what are they called field trip, and I was a chaperone, so I had like 5 boys under me, my son and 5 kids, and they all stayed in my hotel room or the adjacent room, and I had to kind of watch after them and make sure they did their tests every night, and the only kid I lost was my own kid, man, down at the Korean Memorial. We'd done the Vietnam, we'd done the World War II or World War I Memorial. We're walking back around, and I had all 5 of the kids except for my own son, dude. And for like 3.5 minutes, I thought I lost my own son. And
oh, isn't that the worst feeling? How old were they?
Yeah, 5th grade, like I guess 11 years old, maybe.
Oh man, yeah, that's just
as old as
my son. No, that's the worst.
It was great though. It was a good time. I only had 1 contact lens. Being me. Oh yeah, I had 1 contact lens.
So what'd you do? Cover the other eye, put an eye patch on, or something, or what?
Oh no, hold on. And I was in pain pill withdrawal. I ran out of pain pills the day before we left.
Way back then?
Yeah, back then I was on like maybe like 4 pens a day. God
damn, what year was that, dude? I didn't even know what a pain pill was in that year, probably.
Well, it was like
Nobody did. What the fuck?
2009. It was like 2009. It was
Oh,
my,
that's it. Oh, you got a young son then. Oh, damn,
I
that's
got a
nothing.
lot of sons.
Jesus Christ.
I got a lot of kids, Eljo. I have a
Oh
lot of
shit. Yeah, that's. Oh man, I was thinking like you were just gonna say the '80s or something.
No, I mean I was
Oh,
okay. So
okay.
I'm
Yeah, everybody was.
47. I'm 47. I have a
Oh,
28-year-old son, a 26-year-old daughter, a
oh yeah, never
23-year-old son, and a 7-year-old
mind.
son.
That was
And
the
I
height
have
of pilldom, 2009.
and I
In
have a
fact, yeah,
27-year-old stepson and a 30-year-old stepdaughter. So if that'll fix it up. So
that sounds about right. In 2009, I was going and buying 30 fucking Vicodins a day.
yeah, I was on like I was not. I had just a year before I got kicked out of the pain management program. So it was just started like my first year of getting them off the streets. So I was on like 4 or 5 tens a day.
What the fuck? You
And
were on the streets?
I ran no getting pain pills off the streets.
I thought you said I was just getting off of the streets. I was like, damn, that's a damn hard
So
statement,
I
bro.
had been getting pain
Well,
pills
back
from
in
pain
2009, I
management.
was just getting off the streets. I'm like, fuck.
So I've been getting pain management.
Okay, I gotcha.
For like 3
Oh yeah,
years.
you were getting them off the street. I remember those days. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a trip. You're making me remember.
I got off pain management. I got kicked out of pain management because I failed a drug test and I had marijuana symptoms. So then I started getting them off the streets for like up until when I went to this actual field trip.
Dude, that is one thing I will say that
I was able to get over the whole deal. Like that field trip, when I came back, I didn't need pain pills. Put it that way.
I'm so grateful. Like Mexican doctors, dude, it's so much easier and cheaper, and they're not like nobody. They don't answer to anybody for like. They're not worried about a Fed coming to them for opioid prescription abuse or something. You know what I mean? They just fucking give it to you, and it's so cheap. And when you're dealing, man, I've been there before, and they piss test, dude. Yeah, they'll piss test your levels, and if it's like if they don't even think you're taking the full amount of the medication, they'll fucking penalize you and shit.
Yeah,
nightmare.
There was a time period
nightmare.
where I was taking prescriptions or blank prescription pad, and I'd fill out the prescription and take them in to get them filled.
Sweet.
I did like six times. I got away with it.
Nice.
Before I quit.
Did you go big?
No, hell no. We did 60 the first time, and then 120
60
every time.
pills? That's it?
And then 120 every time after, and that was it. Every time, I could. It was
and
the
you were
same
probably super nervous, huh? And then when they gave them to you, you were like, "Yeah, let's go."
I've never been that
yeah.
scared. All right, there was only one other time I've been that scared in my life, and that was when I was about to put myself on the radio. So the moment I was about to click the mic on and turn it up for the first time with nobody telling me to do it, I was doing it on my own. I was as nervous as I was when I was waiting for these pills to be filled, because I'm like, they're gonna call fucking cops. I'm
You're just playing me, man. They're leaving me here. The cops are on their way. Should I just leave?
And because every time I filled it was for somebody from out of town. My uncle, always my uncle. He's from out of town. He's here for whatever. But it was only like 2 hours away, but it was far enough away that he wouldn't go all the way over there to fill it. So, and this is like in 2009 or whatever it was. Yeah, I think 12 or 13 years ago. So we're talking about like before it was cracked down on real hard, before OxyContin was gone, before they started making OxyContin, those rubber, like
coated.
The coated shit, whatever. Before they did that. So this is a time during that. So when hydrocodones weren't really looked at like being abused as much as OxyContin.
That's what started me off, dude. Again.
Yeah, OxyContin was under a lot of scrutiny at the time, but not hydrocodones. So I go in there and fill out, a prescription for 120 hydrocodone 10 325, and
hydrocodone's a byproduct of poppies.
And then every time after was for 120 of them, and it was for my uncle wherever the fuck it was. But I knew like each one of those is a felony in North Carolina anyway. That's 120 felonies.
Oh shit!
If I get
same
caught.
here, dude. Same here.
So
they'll do it too.
Too much for me, so I quit doing it. Thank God I didn't get caught doing it. My mom got caught doing that shit in the 80s.
Oh man.
just grateful I didn't get caught doing it. So, you know,
I would be advised on telling like past histories on live stream.
yeah, there's statute of limitations on things, buddy. It's over.
Yeah, plus Jose, it's there's all a bunch of factors in there. We're on a storytelling
There's a
channel.
lot of factors.
We're on a storytelling channel. Fucking, you know, it's
You don't even know if
You're
I
right.
am.
You're right. Good looking out. You're right.
Yeah, good looking out.
Man, my fucking knees hurt, dude. Who would have thought climbing, bro? I've climbed like over 1,000 vertical feet in the last 2 days, but like maybe over 1,000 a day, dude. And my fucking knees hurt so bad. You wouldn't think you use your knees in climbing. My mind climbing is all upper body strength.
If somebody in your profession was diagnosed with a heart condition, do you think they would even be able to do it anymore?
Diving, you mean climbing?
If somebody was diagnosed with a heart condition,
diagnosed.
And would they be able to do your job anymore? Like climb the top of the
Maybe.
tree and cut it down?
It depends on what kind of heart condition, you know, and I mean, and what kind of tree trimming you're doing. Because I haven't gotten in a big tree like this in fucking years. You know, you just don't have to. I just have, you know, I fuck this person is right in the middle of my fucking one of my neighborhoods, and it's like fuck. I do everybody's there, and they have this monster tree, and you know, eucalyptus tree. Huge, dude, and they're really spread out and long. There's nothing to hold on to. There's no branches, you know. It's like long poles. So it's just a bitch. That's probably why, because I'm on my spikes, you know. So it's all on my knees, all that weight, you know. A big fucking saw, and fuck, dude. Half the shit was over the house. Had to be roped. All of it, just like in this tree for hours, dude. My fucking knees hurt so bad, and my whole body is just cramping up.
Dude, I got the same way about chimneys, man. I couldn't do them anymore because I can't be honest with people and say your chimney, you know, it sucks. And because I'm gonna run the risk of having to reline the fucking thing, and I didn't like that work anymore. It was too hard on me.
Yeah.
By the time I was 45 years old, you know, carrying 50 pounds of concrete up a ladder. 45.
That's what you do. That's what you resurface them with is concrete.
No, but it's light concrete. I say it so that people don't understand. It's a concrete insulation mix. But if you don't have a pump,
you still have to what? Spackle it on with a fucking spackle.
No, man. You put a former in there. Okay, so you go to the top of the chimney, you knock out all the old clay tiles, and you open that bitch up. You gut it. And you take out all that. That's debris. That's going to take at least fucking half a van's worth of fucking room. You know, a couple, maybe 3 barrels worth of debris right there, and just clay tile alone.
Damn.
And then you got to you know, drop a former in there, a big like 30-foot balloon that you blow up, and then stuff around it with insulation. And then you got to pour around it.
Gotcha. That's smart. So it's like a form, blow up form.
That's if you don't have the hopper and the pump, which I didn't have a hopper and a pump. I was, you know, one man.
What do you do? Rent one or what? Or pour it in by hand?
Fuck all that, man. What I'll do is I'll walk that bitch. We'll mix it, and you pour me in my buckets. I'll come down and get them, and I'll walk them up, and I'll dump them. And I'll do that 100 times in a day. And instead of fucking renting $475 worth of fucking pumping material, I can do the job for $2,000 cheaper than anybody.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know, that's the life of a fucking solo chimney dude. You know, when you got a big company, you can do that kind of stuff. You can afford all the equipment or whatever. I was a little guy. So if I'm telling you your shit's broke, I got to be willing to fix it. And so that's what my life became. It was like, damn, I can't even tell these people the truth anymore because I don't want to fix their chimney. I'm so damn, I don't want to charge you $9,000.
And you know what else happens, dude? This is what I noticed too. And you said it right there. It's something that I started off doing too, is being way cheaper than everybody else. And then what you end up doing is just establishing yourself as the cheaper guy. And then the fucking people come to expect it. And then it's like, then when you have something like you're talking about right there, that, no, I don't want to do it unless I'm getting paid the full amount of what it's worth, because it's a fucking hard job and that's what the fuck it's worth. And you need to have it done. And then they look at you fucking sideways like, well, you're the cheap guy. I'll just pay a real fucking person if I'm gonna do that, and that kind of shit. And then, like you say, fuck them. Why you don't need that? You need that like you need a fucking hole in the head,
Yeah,
and
you're right. And
walking away.
racking up on cheap customers means you rack up on cheap repairs. It
Yeah,
means you
I
fucking rack
figured
up a
something
lot of
out about
time.
rich people, dude, early on when I started out, and that is that they love to save money, man, and that they'll make a decision or do something that they weren't even inclined to do just because they were presented with an opportunity to make money or get a deal, and fucking if it's something that needs to be done anyway, and it's maintenance, it makes sense that they're inclined to do it because they're saving money. But you're establishing yourself as a cheap person, and they're only going to call you when they want to save money and do something cheap. They're going to refer you to their friends, and that's going to be the fucking thing. They tell them, call this guy, he's cheap. And it's just stupid. And I found that all the customers I needed, like I got so many people eventually that I had to cut some loose. And I'm like, you know what? Who the fuck am I need to get rid of? And it was all those people that I established myself with that were cheap, all like really rich people. I find that I make my most money and the best thing is off of the higher to middle class people. They appreciate it. They usually have done the same thing to get where they're at. So they're happy to pay and they're not greedy.
Well,
Rich people are
I
extremely
established
cheap
relationships
and greedy.
with people who are running a house. Like if you're renting houses, or if you're like you run a pizza joint, and you got those brick oven pizzas. You have to have those the wood burning wood fire pizzas. Those ovens have to be cleaned once every 3 months. So if you got 4 of them in an establishment, I can charge $200 a piece.
Damn,
I save them $200 doing that. It's the going price on that's $250, so I charge $200. And if you got 4 of them, and I get to do that, 3 times or 4 times a year, and then you have like 5 different locations, I only need a couple of those customers to kind of keep me going, for all my pizza oven work. And then
that's right.
The rest of my work I do out of only just property management companies. I don't do any more person-to-person work unless it's driving.
That's exactly what I was hoping to do one day. It's all commercial. That's right. That's what you're aiming for. That's good, man.
Yeah, because it's consistent, and after time, I've been doing this since 2013, so I have.
And once you're on top of it,
you're out of like 4 different property management companies. Where I work for 4 different property management companies, and I have about 5 different pizza companies that I'll do any chimney work for. The rest of it, I don't even.
Property management companies are the best too, because the money's not out of their pocket, so they always just pay it, and they have a steady source of it, and it's a constant flow. And whenever they're getting stuff done, they cough it up.
They don't like to hear about repair work, but that comes with we've been able to change our level of inspection. So I can do an eyeball inspection, which is a cleaning, and you take all responsibility for whatever that chimney does, right? As long as you understand, I cleaned it, I'll say that I cleaned it, but I'm not going to say that I didn't inspect it. And then otherwise I can run a camera on it and really get a good look at it and tell you what the fuck I see. It's kind of like, whether I look at your teeth to tell you if you got cavities, or if I tell you, yeah, you can chew. So, you know what I mean? Like I go, yeah, I cleaned it. You could chew, but I didn't look in there to see if you have any cavities. If you let me look and see if you have cavities, I got to charge you more.
Shit.
And if you do have cavities, I have to report those.
Sorry to interrupt. He dropped for some reason. So you guys were listening.
Oh, shit, it is 4. All right, well, I'm out too, brother. It's late. I didn't know it was that late.
Well, he just dropped out.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, it's pretty late. I didn't realize it was so late. I gotta clean up. I gotta clean up out here and get busy anyway. Get going. Good night.
I understand. Thank you for joining the live stream.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me up. Tell the
Yes,
guy,
sir.
whoever owns this live stream, tell them thank you so much for having me up.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, thank you.
Yes, sir. He says pretty much thank you. So the people that you were listening to, the panelists, were good job, buddy. You can actually look that up and you'll find him under the icon of a golden arm. Heck yeah. The other panelist that you heard was El Joe Mistletoe. You can find that in the chats down below. One of our mods, Earth Girl, has posted the links for those two panelists. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for actually coming up, you two panelists. We got Aljo Mistletoe coming right back up to the forefront. Let's welcome him in. Hey there, buddy.
Oh man, sorry, dude. Well, I wanted to say goodbye to fucking good job, but oh well. Hopefully hear it, man. I was enjoying talking to you. Good conversation, dude.
Heck yeah, that was pure
I
awesome.
I I fucking touched the screen on my phone. I was like reaching back for something or looking for my vape pen that I can't fucking find now.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, no, you know what? It's okay, cause I'll find it. You know what I hate is yeah, when you can't find it, man, and it's somewhere crazy. Like the other day, I put it out by the fucking water heater because I went to turn the water heater on, and that's just I would never look there. I looking everywhere else in the house, here, there, out, ever. Yeah, and like a day later, I found the motherfucker. I think I went and bought another one. And then like a day or two later, I found it out by the fucking water heater, and I was like, oh my God. But no, my thing is when you have it in your lap, which is what I always do, and I stand up and it fucking falls down and breaks.
Damn, that's
Because they make them out of that little glass, you know?
yeah.
They
Those little
fall
tiny-
perfectly flat on the ground. They shatter, dude.
Yeah.
That little glass tube, you know?
Shit, it's one of those little fucking vape pens they sell.
And them little shits are expensive, dude.
Yeah, I had
They're not so expensive individually, but when you're like have a handful of them that are empty and you're like cleaning out your fucking desk drawer or something and you're like faced with like 6 or 7 of these little fucking $30-$40 cartridges, it's like fuck, man. You see like, you know, there's a lot of waste of money, dude.
the ones that I bought out of Texas, they were like $35, but they were like more CBD than anything else.
That, you know, I think I'm just convinced that dabs are the devil, dude. It
Dude,
really
I can't
fucks my
fucking
lungs
handle
up
that shit.
bad.
I cannot personally handle fucking dabs at all.
Yeah, I used to be able to do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't believe I dabbed hard for like fucking 2 years straight. I
Like,
can't believe it. I did one dab the other day. My lungs hurt for 2 days. And I thought I was dying and shit. It was crazy, dude. They just went back to normal. And with the vape pen, nothing, dude. Nothing. I don't get no phlegm, no loogies.
right?
You know, I might have like a slight wheeze every now and then, you know. I think with this fucking lung shit that we're living in now, you know, it kind of like seems a little wheezy all the time. But
Shit, I want to
the
get a hold
pen
of a
is,
dab pen. Like, I could do a dab pen, but the old fashioned way, like hell no, I can't handle that shit.
yeah, I had a dab pen for a while. And you're right, you know, the fucking thing was the size of a match head, you know, the shatter, the dab that you're putting on it. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe that was just like a few years ago. It seems like now I do a little dab and I cough for 45 minutes and then I'm clearing my throat, you know, every like I notice it like in videos too. I really become aware of it if I'm watching that and you can see like every fucking 10 seconds like so that's just like showing me that it's causing irritation. And it's not good, dude. I don't know. I don't know how I fucking handle it. Maybe we're exposed. Maybe the Omicron and the coronavirus is real shit that we all got because I never had a problem. It's like now I have a problem, dude. With one, if I do one dab, I cannot fucking breathe and my lungs hurt bad. I remember my lungs hurting bad like this when I was a kid, and smog was real, real, real bad in LA. And you would go swimming in the summertime or surfing or something that like used an extra amount of cardio and really worked your lungs out. And that same day, later in the day, and the next day, your fucking lungs would hurt. You couldn't even breathe in deeply. It would feel like you're getting stabbed. And then the smog, they started smogging cars and getting the older vehicles off the road, and the air really cleaned up. And I don't notice that as much anymore. But it all came back to me, man, when I did a dab the other day because it's exactly what I fucking felt like. And I'm like, dude, dabs are the fucking devil, dude. At least they are now with this other devil fucking Corona and Omicron attacking us.
Yeah,
It's just
Omicron.
too much.
Shit, I think the political world is just making fucking names.
They got a new one, bro. I saw a new one now. It's a combination of the Delta variant and then some other one, maybe Omicron and the Delta, and it was like said some other name for it. I'm like, come on, dude.
It's
But
all
everybody
bullshit.
said that in the beginning. They were like worried about when it's a Corona 19 and then Corona 20 and then Corona 21. I think it's control, Jose. I think they're shifting.
Conspiracy.
People like us don't see it because we're on the bottom. But if you're in the top of money, there's like a shift going on right now. And it's like a hardcore thing, dude. That's beyond our understanding. And fucking that hardcore thing involves a mass control of people and flow of their money and things, something. Because everything happens for a reason. It could be because they really want to drop the global fucking temperature by 1 degree and that not driving and not working and not consuming and burning and building and breaking and everything is better for the environment, dude.
Yeah,
We've seen it happen.
Where you're heading. Yeah, I could see that.
So, and they talked about it for years, and then now this thing gets implemented, and it's like, yeah, it fucking makes sense. And it did work. But here's the thing. You're not it ain't right to fuck normal people and make them go out because they're just living and burning their little ass thing of coal to stay warm and driving their little beater car to the thing. That's fucking dick, dude, compared to the massive fucking power plant that you have or the fucking some kind of factory that uses coal to make power so that it could do this other function that's really bad for the environment, and they're fucking operating 24 hours a day, destroying the planet, doing more emissions than all of us combined, and they don't have to shut down or stop or have any accountability at all. That's the part that's not fair. They should stop those motherfuckers first and then start making the little guy sacrifice, not the other way around, but because money makes the world go round. That's it. Those factories can purchase politicians, and
all this shit is bullshit, though. It doesn't need to be like that.
It doesn't need to be like that, but because of human greed, it's like that, and it's never going to change, dude. That's the one constant in all of the world, I would say, if you look at world history, is one group of people fucking the other group of people. And there's no fairness, there's no reciprocity, there's no fucking compensation. It's just you fucking live, you eat shit your whole life, and then you fucking die, dude. And that's it. And that's that.
Yep. It's a terrible thing that we have to endure as humans. It's fucking.
I don't know if it's as bad though as back in the old days, man. Like, if you really had to go through some shit, dude, like, we would have all been dead already. I know that. I would have died of damn some stupid shit, dude. Fuck.
I tell you what, I'm a survivor of circumstances.
I think I fucking caught gonorrhea once, dude. I would have died from that. That would have been it for me, dude. 100 years ago. You even fucking with that dirty caveman pussy, you're done, son. You're dead. You got caveman AIDS. It's over for you.
Wow.
Or whatever. Let me think of something else. I had a bad infection one time, dude. Fuck, that went and got into my bloodstream, dude. And it was coming out of my tear ducts and shit. It was gnarly. I had to go get a fucking IV of antibiotics.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. It fucking saved my life. Oh my God. I could taste the antibiotics as soon as that fucking thing pierced my vein.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it tasted sweet and good. I was like, ooh. Fucking cured me immediately, dude.
Well, that's good.
I would have died, and that would have killed me as a caveman. Let's see. I've never broken any bones. Let me fucking knock on something now.
Yeah.
Oh, I did get knocked out one time and my brain fucking swelled and tore. That would have killed me. Maybe.
Right. All right, I wanted to read this comment here that took place earlier in this broadcast. So, Buzzin' Hazard wrote that this community has turned into nothing but insults, foul language, and toxicity.
Check, that's fucking funny coming from him.
And the repeating of the past over and over. It's a dead community. Time to expand.
Well, then what are you watching for, buds? Time to expand, like you said. Split, goon. Take off, goon. Go find somewhere else, fucking loser, lame. Since you ain't got nobody else to play with, quit trying to fucking sniff around here and bitch over here. You're the toxic motherfucker. You're talking about yourself, nigga. You talking about yourself. Take your fucking AIDS and hazard ass back to where the fuck ever else it is and go fucking sit over there, you fucking cocksmoker. Because here's the thing, dude. It's so weird. I've seen him in Green Bicycles chat or Stella's, and he's just so nice as pie, and he's just such a happy little amicable dude, fucking showing his little plants. But the real thing is, dude, is that why are you fucking skinny? Why are you have AIDS, bro? What were you doing in your life, kind of life you were living, that you even fucking came by that like that, dude? I think the guy is a fucking snitch. I think he definitely has the personality as that guy. When you have a job, there's always that guy who's like, hey, buddy, how's it going? You want to smoke a bowl? Come on, you know, and you smoke a bowl and you think, oh, this guy's cool, you know, and he's telling you this, that. And then you walk around the corner one day and he's talking to some of the bosses going, yeah, I don't know the other guy, you know, you watch out for that one. I think he fucking, I think he's a junkie. You know what I mean? You hear him like, what? And you hear him like, you know, that kind of shit. That's the kind of person he is, dude. And I'm going to tell you why, because I've caught him like that. I came into a fucking stream on a panel and it was Nikki. And I didn't know she had a problem with me or anything. I didn't even know these people exist, right? And she starts fucking spewing off. I don't know. And I'm like, what? And then he fucking is on her panel and, you know, he starts saying something too. And he was so spineless. And it was just the way he said it. It came out of his mouth so fucking weak and pathetic. It was like, what, motherfucker? What? What did you say? I can't even hear you. Speak up. Did you say fucking something like, ooh, and then like repeating it, he was like even more shy and fucking got even more fucking stupid and tongue tied. And he was like, more mumbly and quiet. Now it's just so fucking pathetic and spineless. It's like, I feel like, you know, what can you do for somebody that's literally fucking shriveling up, dying of fucking AIDS right before your eyes? You know what I mean? what can you say to that person? You just got to say, wow, here you are, 1 foot in the fucking grave, and that's where your heart is? That's where your heart is? Bro, I have nothing in life. I fucking climb trees for a living like a fucking animal. And you know what? I'm always happy, bro. And I'm always like having a good time because that's where my fucking heart is, dude. And so it's like, it's crazy, dude, because you got 1 foot in the motherfucking grave. You're like way closer than I am. You would think that your fucking heart would at least be pointed in the right direction. You know what I mean? But it's not. And the only reason that you are hanging out with anybody with anything is that, wow, you know what I notice? All those people that you fucking jump on their back like a little mascot monkey are all people that have stuff, dude. If you think about it, they're all the richest people in the community, the most successful people. Like, you know what I mean? With the biggest hearts, right? That's what he is. He jumped right on the motherfucking charity wagon, you know, somebody to fucking like a leech or a fucking barnacle. And then he wants nobody else to be around any of that because he's looking for that. So he thinks everybody else is, see? So he's always defensive and on his guard. And he feel like, well, they're attacking him, so I'm going to attack him too.
How do you feel about
just a little bitch, dude? I got you pegged as a bitch, dude, and a spineless motherfucker, and that's what you are. And everybody that knows shit, dude, knows that if it comes out of my mouth, it's the fucking truth, dude. And it's gonna come out, you little bitch. And that's just gonna add to the more. Like, man, goddamn, El Joe sure fucking nails it. Yeah. Because I've been on the fucking planet for a half a century, dude, and I ain't looking for nothing. And I just see that's what art is. It's a fucking imitation of life, dude. And I'm just always looking, you know what I mean? Imitating it in my mind so I can understand it and fucking replicate it because that's just what artists do. Just want to like imitate life. And that's how I see you, bro. And I'm pretty much always right, dude. You're a fucking spineless worm of a person that's always jumping on the coattails of the motherfucking biggest fish and then takes little pot shots and little bitch fucking things. And that's why God cursed you with AIDS in a time when that motherfucking shit doesn't even exist no more, nigga. How the fuck is that, dude? How the actual fuck are you walking around with something that's been fucking extinguished? That if you were a real alpha male, you wouldn't even have it. You'd be like me and Magic Johnson, bro. That shit just fucking hiding in your lymph nodes. You'll never even fucking know it's there. You know what I mean? The same exact thing that's killing you. Because you know why? It's where your fucking heart is, bitch. You go cure your fucking body of a disease if your heart's in the right fucking place, dude. That's what everybody knows, bro. Every fucking culture, religion on planet Earth knows that, dude. Any learned fucking type of religious person will tell you that you don't need anything, dude, but your own mind, your own consciousness. You could completely fucking heal yourself. It says that in the Bible, dude. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Whatever you profess out of your mouth, so far there will be in life, dude. And that's just it, bro. Then look at your life. Look at your life. The AIDS-ridden fucking worm. Like that little thing that sits next to Jabba the Hutt, dude. Right? But when Jabba's gone, where the fuck is that thing, homie? What the fuck is that little thing, dog? That's what you need to ask yourself, because that's you. Or you don't care about that. You just got 1 foot in the grave and you're just like, fuck it. I'm going to ride this dick into the dirt. Fuck it. How about when God's telling you this shit, dude? You fucking going to be standing there all tongue-tied with your fucking cheap little wimpy fucking insult? Man, you lucky for Jesus, bro. You should get down on the ground right now, motherfucker, and thank God for Jesus. Because you are going to have to stand in front of God one day, motherfucker. You can be lucky you have Jesus right there to fucking speak on your behalf, you stupid ass. because you're going to be looking real fucking dumb. I wouldn't want to be you. Let me just put it like that, dude. Thank God for karma here on earth, right? I got to walk it out, bro. My life ain't no shining example. I got to pay for my shit, so rightfully so for you, dude. You're a shining example of people cringe. What do you do when you even hear the word fucking AIDS, dude? I would cringe, dog. How'd you like to be the guy that everybody just fucking cringe, dude? You know what I mean? If they didn't know, and now you know, you wish you could take that fist bump back, dude, or that handshake or whatever. You just would be like, ugh. I just touched somebody with straight up AIDS in 2022. Who the actual fuck has AIDS in 2022?
Man,
That's heavy, huh? Well, because, dude, I don't like bullies or motherfucking spineless worms of any kind, dude. You know what I mean? I just believe a man should be a man, dude. And if you believe something or say something or you about some kind of shit, you about it, bro. Not you about it face to face. You ain't about it over here and then not over there, or I'm about it here as long as my face isn't shown or whatever. No, fuck that. I do it. I don't give a fuck if you're 300 pounds. If I feel some kind of way, I'm going to tell you, man. And if we're going to do something, we're going to do something. I don't even think about it, dude. And for somebody like that, and I don't have any problems in life because of where my heart's at. And that guy, man, he's no good, bro. The only people he's around are people with like big hearts, dude. Like green bicycles and you know what I mean? Which tells me that they probably have a tremendous degree of success that weighs on them heavily. And it shouldn't, nothing wrong with that, but just because they're good people, they like want to help other people, you know, and you're not going to like reach out to somebody in the middle. You know, I'm not going to reach out to somebody like, you know, a little bit of the way up you're going to go to the bottom. Like who the fuck is at the bottom, a helpless situation that I could really help. And, you know, what's the common denominator in all those people though? Because I only see one, and it's that motherfucker. He's always on the nuts. Be like, damn, he was on Nikki's nuts, and now he over here on Green Bicycle nuts, and now he over here, and it's like, dang, I don't even see anybody fucking with these motherfuckers at all. You know, or it'll be like one other person here and there. Just weird. I just was weird how he attacked me because, dude, I come on, there's people I don't like or whatever, or they have a problem with you. What the fuck, dude? Dude, what the fuck? You just seeing me and Eddie, bro? Fuck, dude. I kind of owe Eddie like an apology, dude, in like a lot of ways, bro. And you know what I mean? But like, there's none of that because you could just, well, now you know where his fucking heart is, and it's not like in a bad place. You know what I mean? Like, but that motherfucker, bro, first thing out of his mouth is a little attack. He is that guy on the job site that comes off as your friend, goes out of his way to be a friend because he's skinny and he's spineless and he's weak. And he knows definitely you'll beat his ass. You're definitely an intimidation to him. 6 foot something, fucking tattooed. You know what I mean? You speak your mind. You don't give a fuck. Probably crazy. But like in a good way, everybody's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're not going to come at that person face to face, but just everything about him, dude, just, it bothers you to your core, dude, because that's everything that you're fucking not, dude. And you just want one time, dude, to get that fucking piece of ass or like, you know what I mean? Or have somebody tell you how fucking great you are, dude. And I don't know, it just burns your ass. Instead of like trying to be those things, you fucking get all pissed off and how can I destroy this person? That's not like, nobody can make you like that. Nobody can tell you if you're like that. You have to be put into earth in a physical meat puppet and walk it out in order for the creator to find out that you're in fact like that. That's why he does it, dude. And that's why we're all here, because you find out who is about what. And fucking, that's the purpose of life, dude.
Hey, Eljo,
What?
would you think that majority of the community had the same amount of jealousy?
Well, I think half of them, yes. Because that's how human beings are, dude. I just, after my time on the planet, I just see that half of the people are very hateful, angry people, and there's nothing you could do or say to change that. It's who they are. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when it happened or why it happened to them, because it's not going to change. The only thing is that it happened, and it's not your fucking problem, dude. They will attack you and destroy you. It's your problem if you allow them anywhere near you, dude. Right? And it's my understanding that the only thing besides financial repercussions is a threat or a looming threat of physical violence. That's the only thing that keeps people in check. It's the only way to control people around you.
Which is pathetic.
Well, I mean, but that's the way it is, though. You look at every government on earth, you look at every institution, that's how it's all run. You look at your boss, a place where you work, whatever the fucking society you live in, dude, the rules that govern you, it is a threat of violence or financial repercussions, like you losing all your shit and then having fines, right? Like that's what the fuck, the punishment that's looming over your head that keeps you in check. That's what keeps you from robbing banks and fucking knocking people's teeth out. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps like people from like, you're looking for somebody to rob, you gotta, that's, or fuck up and, but it's not the right way. Now I see other people though, Jose, here's the thing. I see other people that don't have any of this acknowledgement at all. In fact, when somebody hateful comes up, they just jokingly say something about it, no big deal, and it is so gracious, and they definitely don't go on for 45 fucking minutes at fucking 1:30 in the morning about it like I am. And I say like, God damn, I need to be like that. That's where my fucking malfunction is, see? But I can look at it and say, hey, I have this malfunction that needs to get dealt with and deal with it. That's what they don't have the ability to do. They don't acknowledge this malfunction, dude, of the heart. And if they did, they don't want to change it. They just want to fixate on how unfair it is that you're not that person, or how unfair it is that this is what got dealt to me. And fuck everything because, and that's it. God don't have no use for that, dude. But how the fuck can he know you're that unless you're put into the mix and fucking walk it out? I wouldn't want to be you, bro. That's all I know. I wouldn't want to be you with one foot in the grave. And I'm going to have to answer for that shit real fucking soon.
What if both of my feet are not in the grave?
Are not in the grave?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. How old? What are you, like 30 years old?
I'm 32.
Fuck, dude, you're fucking invincible. You're like fucking 9/10 of invincible still at that age. You haven't even hit your prime yet, dude. 35 is the prime of a man's life, man. Even in the caveman days, that's when you would have been like the strongest chief, dude. Would have been like a 35-year-old man.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
And you would definitely be smarter than everybody else.
Well, I wouldn't say smarter, but...
No, at 35 years old, dude, fuck yeah, around a bunch of 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds, 14, 15s. Because that's probably what it was. The caveman game was probably young. Dude, this is what I notice in the animal kingdom is that most fucking little weaker mammals, which like people definitely are. You have no claws, you have no fur, you have no fucking nothing, dude. They live the majority of their life in the fucking nest and womb. By the time you start wandering around out in the world, you've already lived years or months. And You know what I mean? Of your life cycle. You know what I mean? Like a mouse's life cycle might be a year. Well, out of that whole year of its life cycle, 2 months of it were in the fucking nest and nesting area. So you know what I mean? Like that was like most of the majority of your life before you even wandered out into the field and got fucking eaten.
Hey, Eljo. Tyke says okay, he was referring to one of your comments on the podcast was as or we as existing already means 1 foot in the grave and this is a test like meaningless.
What meaninglessness is not a test. Meaninglessness is meaningless. The test is the physical life and interaction with other physical life that you're forced into and that you're living on an expired time clock. That's what I mean by 1 foot in the grave. Like the clock is ticking. That meat puppet only has so long before it's fucking expired, and then the spirit can't use it any longer. And that's what I mean by 1 foot in the grave. If you're terminally ill and you're not looking good, if you know what I mean, like if you tell me I have a terminally ill disease, but it's undetectable, they can't detect the levels, and fucking Magic Irvin Johnson is a man, undetectable levels, like fucking 7'6" or some shit. You're like 7'6", doesn't even sound real. You're like, what the fuck? Like that's not, people that can be that big. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And like you're like 325 pounds. Like you're in no immediate danger. But if you're fucking taking medication, you weigh 100 pounds, you don't sound that good. Your voice is always really low down here and drops a couple octaves. I can't even do it because I don't have opioids in my system right now. You know what I mean? It's so obvious in the voice. That's the other thing. I'm sure you get the good shit when you have AIDS. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You're put here as a test because nobody knows your fucking spirit just floating there. And what do I mean by spirit? Well, I mean like you're floating there with nothing. So you have to work really hard for it. Well, you're going to find out which ones are willing to work and which ones aren't. And you're going to find out that some of them can figure out that they don't have to work because they can just take things from others that are willing to work and might not be able to defend themselves or other things. There's so many things that expose your spirit that you would not have otherwise known unless you're in the physical world, because you have needs. If you don't have any needs, you don't have any need to do anything bad against another person or another creature, or you know what I mean? You don't have a need to do anything bad anyway in the physical world. That's the test. See, that's the key. But some people will believe that they do, or it's easier for them to do it, or they are convinced by a thought, right? A conspiracist might say a demonic entity to do this thing. You didn't need to do that thing, man. You don't need anything. You really don't.
That's understandable. Hey, I have to literally end the broadcast here in a few minutes, but
Yeah.
you're
Well,
more
hey,
than
man, it's
welcome
been real, bro.
to conversate as long as you want in the podcast.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna dip to. You need somebody to take over, huh? Dude, everybody is awake right now. I'm just looking at names and shit like that you're putting up here. It's
Yeah.
like really trippy that everybody's awake. Why is everybody awake right now?
That is a
Let's.
fascination. That is a very good fascination because sometimes
Do you
I
think that
wonder
they're
that.
shooting chemtrails in the air?
I don't believe in all that stuff.
You don't, dude?
No, sir.
You don't see the fucking lines in the sky? You don't see the white sky for days at a time, or no?
Yeah, I do see the same stuff that people think that what's going on off there is really not. everything that the government has been doing
Fucking Tyke's
has
awake.
either
What's up, fucking Tyke?
been by shots, pills, or air, and it's not that type of chemicals that is coming from the skies of the airplanes. It is
Well,
not.
what? What the fuck? I don't even understand a fucking word you just said, dude.
Well, what I'm trying to say
He's like,
is
the airplane, and it's a. No, I'm just teasing you, Jose. Go ahead.
yeah.
Say it again. Try again.
Okay. What I was saying, it's always been from like shots. Um, what is
Oh,
it?
drugs. You mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
bro. It's called aerosol inhalation. It's the newest thing, man. Haven't you ever smoked heroin before? That's called aerosol inhalation.
I'm not a drug addict or a recovering drug addict. I'm
Well,
sorry.
inhalation is a thing, bro. And if you're inhaling through the nose and you drill a hole through your fucking sinus, it really fucking gets in there good.
Yeah.
And I know it's facts, bro, because we've done it over Baghdad and in the Middle East. We were fucking spraying lithium salt, which is a known prescribed medication to fucking balance brain chemistry out. And it has a calming effect, like, like they say, we know CBD, motherfuckers aerosolly inhale CBD right now. You can't tell me that's a conspiracy. So they fucking, and the reason they're mining so much lithium salt is because every fucking element, and lithium is an element on the periodic table of elements, has three stages: a gas, a solid, and a liquid. I'll give you an example: hydrogen, water, basic element on the periodic table of elements, has three states: a gas, a solid, and a fucking gas, a solid, and a liquid. Right? Liquid water, steam,
Yeah.
gas, and fucking solid ice. Okay, a liquid, a vapor, and a solid. Everything has that. Gold has three stages, believe it or not, dude. You could have fucking a gas gold. It's probably a temperature that you fucking could never imagine. You know what I mean? Like it probably only happened, it's rare. It happened like in the formation of the earth, on meteors and asteroids. Is probably, it will be interesting to see, like, right? Like some things exist at their basic state in gas, like propane, which is actually, I think, a mutation of other elements like butane, argon. But anyway, lithium is a fucking periodic table element, bro. So they have it in gas form, which means typically to get things in gas, it's got to be slow as fuck, frozen. Fast as fuck is hot, like boiling. Steam has to be. Okay, so I don't know, bro. I don't know how that works. Actually, that doesn't make sense. It seems like it has to get hot to make certain things are different. Maybe they have to, like, hydrogen has to get hot to make vapor, and like propane has to be cold to make vapor. I don't know, but lithium, I'm assuming cold too, just like carbon, just like CO2 has to be when it's in a gas form. It's cold, when you have those CO2 whippets, they fucking freeze the balloon. And you know what I mean? Like if you ever seen a CO2 come out on a paintball gun, it freezes a little bit on the fucking tip.
Hey, partner.
So that's what they're shooting, Jose, in the upper stratosphere. And you see that line, it comes out really small, like a pinhole, but it'll spread out and it'll keep expanding and expanding and expanding because it's solidifying. It's turning back into a solid state, which is water or liquid, and fucking accumulating in the atmosphere, dude, as it's in a gas state. And then as it changes form from a gas to a liquid, the particles combine and get heavy and fall down. And that's what fucking raindrops are. Or it's just flying in the air and you're breathing it, dude. And I'm telling you, it's known. I used to watch YouTube videos back 10, 15 years ago when YouTube was not as accessible. It was mostly like people in the upper military were doing a lot of YouTube, and used to watch a lot of war footage and shit, and people had the fucking phone in their pocket in the briefing, and they were explaining all the time. You'd see debriefings before missions, flyover missions, where they were gonna spray a fucking chemical, and they were showing how it slows the brain activity and it calms a fucking crowd. And that's what the fuck they were going to do, because there was like some election or something going on that they needed calm, and the people were fucking wilding, dude. I'm telling you, I watched that briefing with my own eyes. I saw it, dude, and I was like, wow, I'm glad this guy is exposing this, dude. Good for him. It was just some pilot, dude. And then other people since, if you get on YouTube and look at it, there's people now like us that are fucking like fascinated and do know the facts, and they're chartering private planes and getting up there and fucking next to these things and filming them, and you can see it, bro. You can see the fucking shit coming out of these little nozzles, dude, and it's making a line of ice crystals. And dude, the German scientist that discovered that beat Albert Einstein for the Nobel Prize for discovering how to extract moisture from the atmosphere using God, I forget what I want to say. Maybe CO2, but I forget. It was some kind of fucking other element, dude.
Hey, I want to
The
say
ones that are doing it, Jose, are UAE. You can Google it. They have a website. United
Yes,
Arab
sir.
Emirates.
Hey, Aljo, I do have to end the show.
Yeah, okay.
It was a
Hey,
pleasure having you up. You're more
yes,
than
sir.
welcome to join the podcast in the future.
Yeah, thanks,
All right.
man. Hey, have a good night, bro, and everybody out there.
You too.
Try to get some sleep.
Yes, sir. It's like almost 5 o'clock here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a special thank you to listening to podcast of storytelling. Heck yeah. You guys have fun, be safe, and remember, make sure you pick the right community, because at the end of the day, you're at fault for choosing it. I can't force you to do what you don't want to do, so if you want to participate in drama channels, that is entirely up to you. I don't have to endure it, and I shouldn't endure it. So YouTube gives us the tool to either block, timeout, etc. And I'm going to take full advantage of it. But anyway, you have been a pleasure. Peace, love, stay true, and be happy.